Long live the Empire.
Well, hello there, fellow collectors. Welcome back to another episode of Sneak Peek, episode 31. And I don't have the person who's with me tonight yet on the screen because I forgot to add him. But he's here. He's backstage. Let me bring him in. There we go. We got the one and only Mr. Up and Comer, a.k.a. Mr. Meow, a.k.a. Mr. This Justin, a.k.a. Justin, a.k.a. How? Yeah. Figure. What is up, dude? How you doing on this first day of fall and a belated Batman day?
Yeah, I'm doing better now that I'm on the screen. I was wondering what was going on. I thought it was a prank or something, and but that's okay.
To add you, man.
No, that's okay. I saw that new. Is that a new intro there with Thrawn?
Dude, new intro. Just put it up. Thanks for noticing.
Wow. Yeah, dude, I saw that and I was like, "Am I on the right stream, man? What am I,
right show?
Is this still sneak peek?" No, that's cool though. I like it. No, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Definitely got the. I say it every week. Got the Sunday scaries right now, so it's gonna be nice to talk some figures, Batman. Good to see everybody in the chat. I see a lot of familiar faces. What's up, everybody? Good to see everyone.
Dude, first day of fall. I can't believe it. Where'd summer go? Just gone. Dude, do you have any can you name one of your favorite fall traditions? Because I know you're into spooky season, right? We're entering that time of year.
Oh yeah.
So what's one of your favorite let me ask you this. Is there a horror movie that you watch on an annual basis around Halloween time?
Oh God, yeah.
Or a Halloween themed movie? What one do you watch?
I mean, I can't name them all, but I mean, obviously, Halloween, Trick or Treat, Hocus Pocus.
Damn. You rewatch all these?
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, wow. Trick or Treat and the Halloween franchise are absolute gonna get watched in October. Hocus Pocus is one that it's on TV 500 times, so you're gonna just watch it if you're aware of if you're on a channel, it'll be on there. But yeah, I mean those are the ones. I usually kick it up around September. I'll watch some non-Halloween themed ones, but yeah, those are the main ones right there, and those are the ones that without fail I'm gonna watch every October. And there's probably some more that I can't think of off the top of my head, but those are the main ones that without fail I'm gonna watch those.
Dang, man, dang! I still have not seen Trick or Treat. I've heard really good things about, I guess, the movie, but
it's fantastic.
Haven't seen it. I have seen quite a few horror movies. I like it. I just don't I'm not super into it like some people, but usually I always watch the original Halloween. That's probably one of my favorites to watch. And then another one that I've been watching since it came out, dude, a more kind of lighthearted, funny movie to watch is I love Hubie Halloween. My wife and I watch it every year, man. Hubie Halloween on Netflix. You seen that movie?
Yeah, I have. I will say, I don't think it's a good movie by any means.
It's hilarious, bro.
It's got the Halloween vibes for sure. I really like the vibes.
It's just funny. It's just a funny movie to watch around Halloween. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I also watch a lot of Halloween episodes of television shows too. I'll watch The Office has a lot of Halloween episodes, and Modern Family.
Love The Office.
A lot of comedies. Yeah. But yeah, man, I feel like I love the newer one that I probably have added to my rotation is a movie called Haunt, and it came out, I don't know, probably about 4 or 5 years ago. Kind of a low budget horror movie, but you wouldn't be able to tell because it's filmed really well. But Haunt is a new one that's kind of in my rotation now. Plus The Guest, not technically a horror movie, but it takes place on Halloween, and there's a really cool Halloween dance party that happens in the movie. So that's one I watch as well.
Damn, bro. Well, I bet you're excited for October. So that's
yeah, dude, and Trick or Treat, man. If you want all the Halloween vibes, I mean, Trick or Treat probably captures the feel of Halloween probably better than any other movie. I just love watching that one. But in terms of traditions, I would say other than maybe going to some haunted houses, that's a tradition. I always go to I always try to wait till there's a little crisp in the air, especially here. It's you might have to wait till middle of October, late October. But aside from that, man, yeah, a lot of movies, a lot of candy, a lot of stuff like that. But yeah, I'd say my main tradition is going to like some haunted houses and some stuff like that, haunted trails, stuff like that. What
Very
about
cool,
you? You got
man. Any traditions? Usually, I guess one of my traditions I've started since I've been in my neighborhood is so the way that in Wisconsin, the city that I'm in, each city has has a designated day for Halloween. It's usually on the weekend. So my Halloween this year is on the 26th for my neighborhood. But it's just so all the kids are on, all the kids in the city are all going out at the same time. Usually it's not on a school night and stuff, but it's 4 to 7 p.m. or something like that, or 5 to 8 p.m. or something. It's not very late. It's just so you have a little bit of dark time. But other young kids can be out during the brightness. But anyways, what I do on Halloween every year for the past few years is I get my solo stove, the smokeless fire pits. The stainless steel circle. Well, you know what they are. You've seen the advertisements probably for them. It's a big circle, stainless steel circle, and it's
the green egg.
No, that's a smoker, bro. I'm talking about a fire pit.
Oh, a fire pit. Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Of course.
Well, yeah, okay. So anyways, I take my fire pit, put it in my driveway, play Halloween music, and then I make what I call spooky juice, which is basically an homemade apple pie moonshine that I make, and I give it out to all the adult trick-or-treaters. Yep. So I make a giant batch of that. Yep, make a giant batch of that, and then it's still warm when I serve it to people. Fresh, man. Adults love my house.
Yeah, that's nice.
They always come around. It's starting to be, it's become a thing. Spooky juice. Yeah. So yeah, I do that. That's kind of my tradition every year around Halloween time, because it's for our trick or treating, and it's a lot of fun. Everyone in my neighborhood sits out in their driveways, and it's a big cool thing. So yeah.
Nice, man. Nice.
Yeah, man. Well, that is enough about that. I'm sure we will talk a lot more about Halloween and spooky season in the near future. But welcome into the show, everyone, where we review all of the week's 6 scale news. There's been kind of some stuff this week. We got kind of a busy week, fun week. But anyways, hope this helps you get rid of your Sunday scaries, baby. Hopefully I'll get rid of those Sunday scaries, and I hope you all enjoy your stay. Housekeeping for you. If you like what we do on Sundays, guys, please consider supporting the channel by becoming a member of the Evil Empire. Look at this. This is squad goals right here, man. This is squad goals. Freaking epic awesome right here. But if you want to, you can become a member of the Evil Empire, where you get access to a bunch of cool perks, custom emojis, members only shout outs, giveaways, which there's some stuff coming. You can join by hitting the join button on my channel page, or it's always pinned in the chat. Huge shout out to all 37 members, including Grand Admiral. How ya figure? Thank you, and thank you to everybody else who's a channel member. The goal by the end of the year, trying to hit that 50, baby. 50. We're at 37. Can we get to 50? That's my goal. We shall see. And then, guys, if you're looking for some cases, you can go to MODUSPACE.com. If you like the ones behind me, use code SNEAKER for $20 off. All caps, baby. All caps. And then, last but not least, and I got all the scenes set up for today, baby. Let's go.
Wow.
I want to give a huge shout out to Underground Figures. Oh, look at this. We got the chat going. Hold on a second. Why is this looking so weird? Hold on a second. Let me look at this real quick. We got these weird rounded corners on here. Nah, man. There we go. How's that looking, chat?
Yeah, you gotta get that squared up, man. There you go.
Had to get that squared up, dude. Oh, whoa. I like that. There we go. That looks better. But want to give a huge shout out to Underground Figures. You can check them out by going to undergroundfigures.net. If you make an account on their website, you're eligible for no NRD pre-orders, which is lovely as always. They have great prices. Double box, all shipments free of charge. Just got that Mark 6 with the gantry in, baby. That double box special. Haven't opened it yet, but I'm going to very soon. Check out the description below for more details. You can always hit me up if you have questions. Please mention I sent you. If you're ordering something, or even if you just have a question, helps the channel. Like I said, we got some stuff incoming. But guys, go save yourself some money. Look at this price compared to Sideshow. Come on. Come on. Save yourself some money. And get that excellent customer service to boot. All right. All right. Justin, shall we address the chat?
Yeah, I think we should. I think we definitely should.
I think so too. We got 34 people in here, guys. If you haven't already, please hit that like button. Appreciate your patience as we're 14 minutes into the show already because Justin and I went on a random tangent about Halloween and scary spooky season. We got channel member, longtime channel member, Brad Cormack in the house. What's up? He says, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Brad, for being here. As always, we got Grand Moff Cage in here every single stream. Hello there, Empire. Hope you're all having a kick-ass evening. Let's go, bro. Thank you for being here. We got Grand Admiral Howard Potts in here as always. He says, evening, Empire. Evening to you, bro. Thank you so much for tuning in. Another Grand Admiral. All the Grand Admirals always show up right away. They're always here right away.
Oh, yeah.
Valkyrie Magazine in the house. Good evening, Sneaker. How you figure? And fellow collectors, long live the Empire. Evil Grail. We got the emojis. Love how it just spells out the emoji names. We got Universal Key in here as always. What is up, man? He says, evening, everyone. Evening to you. We got Giovin says, happy Sunday, everyone. Anyone collect third party manages to snag an MT Toys Leon from Resident Evil 4. Should have it coming this week. You have any third party stuff? I forget.
No third party. I'm not saying third party is not third party, so please don't take it this way. I'm kind of a snob when it comes to officially licensed stuff, man. I like to have the officially licensed. I know. I'm just that. I don't know. It's a curse.
I have a couple third party things. I have one of VTS Toys, a Dark Zone agent from a video game called The Division, if you know that game. And then the other third party I have is 6 Feet Lane Studios, which is also known as, well, now like Mars Toys. Their Riddler figure, Conundrum Man, which is actually really well done. Very well done figure. Very cool. So I don't have.
And
I'm picky about third parties.
Yeah, me too. But those, I will say, those Mars Toys Batman ones, like the Butler, Alfred. I called him the Butler.
The Butler.
But I'm sure that's what it's called though. It's probably called the Butler.
And like Joker's like prank villain and stuff like that. Their Mars Toys figures are great. Yeah.
Those feel about as close. That's like the furthest you could probably go without becoming official. Like I feel like those are super quality. Like when I see people's like Riddlers and Alfreds, like those to me look like they would be licensed, like just from afar, you know? So, but
Yep. Yeah. I feel like they're probably like, they're definitely like the better of the third party for sure. But great question, Giovanni. Thank you for being here. And congrats on that Leon figure, man. Resident Evil's dope. We got another channel member, Christian Crosshair Cooper, changed up the name. I love it. I got to change it up on my channel member page. But he says, what's up, Steve Justin chat? What is up, Christian? As always, thank you for being here.
He's also going to become Christian Jake Sully from Avatar. Cooper.
He was almost Christian Mace Cooper, but then he got a Mace Windu.
Yeah, that's true.
He's probably going to be Christian Artisan Anakin. Or he's just going to change his name straight up to Artisan Anakin Cooper.
I feel like he's grown as a collector, man. He's starting to get pieces like when they're available, which is a big step for Christian.
I feel like he's grown as a collector.
He's been in it way longer than me, and I'm like, I'm telling you, I'm proud of him.
Proud of him, man. We got another channel member, Clint Martin in the house. What is up, dude? He says, howdy, folks. Howdy to you. Thank you for being here. We got another channel member, Furry Ewok in the house. Hello there, friends. Hello there to you, Furry Ewok. Thank you for being here. MB Dyson is in the house. Hello, evil people. Hello, evil MB Dyson. Thank you for tuning in. We got another channel member, Tighter FL, is in the house. What's up, everyone? What is up to you, bro? Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, what do you know? We got another channel member, Honest Hansel, in the house. What's up, Evil Empire? Packers win again. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's crazy. And Jordan Love apparently is going to be ready like pretty soon. Like he's going to be ready. Yeah. Quickly, so hopefully this is good news. This is really good news. But thank you for being here, bro. We got
I had that Packers defense on my fantasy team, and they racked up 22.
That's a lot.
Fantasy points, man.
Very nice.
Yeah.
We have Ash Chase in the house. What up, Plastic Crackheads? What is up with you, Plastic Crackhead? Thank you so much for tuning in. We got Doc Bat. Happy belated Batman Day to him. He says, evening, everyone. Who's getting 2 Batman Returns? Ooh, we're gonna talk about it. Whether or not I'm gonna be getting it. Justin, is there any potential you're going to be getting 2? I'm not going to be getting 2 if I'm getting said figure.
No, I got to start.
Justin's out of space
saying
already.
No to these questions.
Justin's out of space already, even though he's got 75% of his back wall literally open for business back there. Oh wait, sorry. I guess it's like closed for business because
doing the minimalist approach.
Nothing's happening
right
also,
now.
Justin, your camera's freezing.
Blank wall. Open.
Right now. Right. Oh, you were just frozen for like 10 seconds completely with your camera. Keep cutting in and out with your camera. It was freezing.
All right. Time to. All right.
Time to switch it over already. Time to switch over. I'm
gonna try to ride this out a little bit longer.
We got Grand Moff Batman collectibles in the houses. Need some more epic Batman drops tomorrow. I feel like we're probably gonna get like a couple more things here. I think like maybe like we are gonna get a few more things. We'll see. But I know you're hype as well. Happy belated Batman Day to you and everyone out there watching. And also happy first day of fall. We got OG fan when Star Wars was just Star Wars. Says, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you tuning in to the show. We got Stacy, a.k.a. Jedi291 in the house. Says, good evening, everyone. Hope everyone had a good weekend. You as well, Stacy. We got 12-inch Move stream in here. Hello, community of collectors. I'm broke. I am sorry for that, but thank you so much for being here to help us continue to feed your brokenness. Valkyrie, you are rich with Hot Toys and friends. Honest answer, are we in for a Hot Toys drop tonight? Nicholson Joker 2.0. I'm not gonna lie, I want a Nicholson Joker now. Like, I want that figure. I do want that figure, but man, I'm kind of just like, gotta wait it out now. That's one I don't want to buy, and then all of a sudden they have another one announced. So I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. We got Fad.
I don't think we're getting anything else.
Oh wow, really? You think they're done?
I don't think they're done, but I don't think it's gonna be.
Well, what do you mean? You said we're not getting anything else?
Because you know how like with these anniversaries, like we can get something like maybe 6 months later that's technically Batman 85th.
Sure.
I'm just saying that I don't see us getting anything like big. I feel like the Batman Returns thing was like their big announcement. That's how I'm feeling.
That's
I hope
sad.
I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong
too.
I'm just saying I want to keep my expectations in check because I've been hearing rumors about like,
oh no, I get it, dude. Me too. Yeah. I feel like yeah. I feel like they got to do at least one more thing. I feel like for them to do like 85th and just do 2 like obscure video game limited repaints and then do one like main character from the movies doesn't seem like enough. You know what I mean? I feel like that in that regard, it's just not like they got to do at least one more main thing. You know what I mean? Anniversary wise, we'll see. We got Fad Gadget in the house. George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead, 1978, my favorite horror movie of all time. Yeah, that movie's wild. That's awesome. We got a longtime channel member, Tristan, in the house. Says that intro for Justin is so cringe. It hurts my soul. Well, I love it, Tristan. So
I think the more you say it's cringe, the more he loves it.
The more you say it's cringe, the more I just like to make it even cringy.
Yeah.
It's gotten real cringe, but I love it, dude. This just got to do it every time now. We got Adric23 in the house. What's up, man? He says, hello there. Hello to you. Thank you for being here. We got another channel member, Jose G. Hernandez, says, hey, everyone, on the other stream, but I'll catch the replay. Have a great show. He's on another stream. He might be on Movie Cannon stream. Thanks for stopping in.
You see how Jose kind of slips it? He kind of like says like, hey, we're over here instead. Like, leave this. Come
like how Jose
like,
just.
You see how he subtly did it? Yeah.
This man drops into the chat and self-promotes like no other. It's absolutely crazy. We got Safeful in the house. What's up, bro? He says, yo, thank you for tuning in, bro. Haven't seen you in a while, but I know a lot of it is because of the time difference. Know a lot of it's because of the time difference, but always like seeing you in here, man. Always like seeing you in here. So thank you so much for being here. Let's see here. We got Nomar in the house. What is up, dude? He says, what's up, fellas? AKA Good Looking and Steve. Damn, Nomar. All right.
That's what I'm talking about, Nomar. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate that, man. Wow.
All right, we're going to move on. Clinton Martin says, I left 90 plus points on my bench today. Damn, fantasy football. Rough.
That'll get you in the loss column, but I've been there, man. I've been there.
Sayful, hell yeah, we definitely need more Batman announcements. I need it. Give me Colin Farrell's Penguin. Dude, I'm not going to lie. That Mars Toys Penguin now is kind of calling my name. Like, if we don't, I'll say this. If we don't get like a Penguin figure, maybe within like the next month or two while this show is going on, I might bite the bullet and get the Mars Toys one. The Boss Man or whatever. Bar Boss, Mars Toys. Actually looks pretty decent.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't see us getting a lot from Matt Reeves, the Batman. I know that the McFarlane stuff did. I mean, I know it's McFarlane, but it didn't sell. I'm just being honest, man. You can find those figures at Ollie's. All right.
This is Hot Toys, not McFarlane.
No, but I'm saying, like, I don't think that Colin Farrell Penguin would like just fly off the shelves personally.
Jeez Louise.
But I love the show. Is anybody watching the show? Because I really liked episode 1.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. We got Keith Lee now. Evening Peeps. Okay, go ahead.
What's up, Keith?
What's up, Keith? Thanks so much for being here, bro. He says Evening Peeps. Thank you, Keith, for being here. I'm going to let Justin go on now.
I'm keeping the expectations so low. So if I'm seeming negative, it's because I don't want to get my hopes up, man, and then not get anything else for Batman 85th. So I'm
I thought you were talking about for the show. I thought you were talking about for the show. I'm like, damn, bro. Give the show
some
love,
like the
man.
show.
The show's excellent. Yeah.
I like the show. I'm excited to see where it goes. But I think if we get something truly, I think it's going to come from the Nolan trilogy if we get something else.
Dude, the Penguin show is like, first of all, I love the Batman. Like I've talked about it before. Like it's top 2 Batman movies for me. Love that movie. And when you watch the Penguin and you see that, I'm gonna keep it kind of spoiler free just because you like. I know some people may not have had the chance to watch it. It's only been a couple days, but right off the bat, you just get that like the Batman vibes from the show right away. You know what I mean? Like you are you are back right into the universe from the Batman, like you never left. And I love that. I love that, man. Right when I started watching, like I was like, I kind of got goosebumps. Like, oh shit, this is about to be like this. They're starting this off fire right now.
Yeah, and I've said it before. Like, I really do think the sequel is going to be superb. I just feel like that, like he had to set up his own world and stuff. Again, that's no secret. I'm not the biggest fan of the Batman movie, but the one thing I always praise it for is that I think that he captured Gotham like extremely well. So I got that same vibe. I love the way Gotham looks in the movie and in the show. So yeah, man, I'm excited to see where it goes. I think it's a great, it kind of keeps your appetite, it gives you that kind of holds you over until the sequel, which is still 2 years away.
And the acting is really good. Like I was really impressed with the acting in it too. Like Colin Farrell is it's crazy, man. Like he put in work for this character, I feel like. And just like the first episode, kind of some of the twists and turns in it, and like, oh shit, like I'm like saying stuff out loud to my wife because we were watching it. Also, I will say this. If they make part 2 or the second movie rated R, best decision, man. Like if they keep this vibe and they just say like, look, we're just going to go for like all of this. We're going to bring all this into the next movie and make it like part of it like that. Like, dude, make this shit dark, man. Like make it dark. Give us this like kind of Penguin vibe. Bring that into the movie and just like, don't hold anything back. That's what I'll say. You know what I mean? Like I want true Gotham, how it is. Cause like, that's what Batman's like fighting for. You know what I mean? And we're seeing the really low parts of Gotham apparently in this show. So like I want to see them go like all out for this second movie where like, dude, they're in this show, they're dropping F-bombs, like the Penguin's swearing, like, dude, come on. We gotta get some of that in the second movie. Gotta get some of that, man. You got any thoughts on that?
I don't know, man. I don't
get out of here, bro. Get out of here, dude. You can take your new DCU Batman when he comes out. He's going to be not as dark, and you can just take that mainstream one that comes out later. This is the Batman I like, dude. Dark, gritty Gotham, bro.
The first one was super dark, man.
I know, dude. Love it.
It still got the PG-13 rating though.
They got to spice it up, dude. They got to go R, bro.
What do you want to see out there?
This show is a rated R show. Like this Penguin show is like their shit they're showing on screen that they would not show in a Batman movie. You know what I mean? You know, the language, but also it's violent, dude. The show's pretty violent.
It's violent. Yeah. I mean, all I'm saying is like, I just want to make a good movie. Like if they can make it as G-rated, rated R, I mean, it seems like you're
No,
wanting to see something.
If they can make it as hold on a second, you want to see a good movie, even if it was a G-rated Batman? No, get out of here, bro.
Bro, one of the best Batman movies is Lego Batman, and you
want people to get punched off screen.
Yeah, I want to have.
You're gonna see like a shadow of somebody, like a blurred shadow of somebody getting hit a couple times. G-rated.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think we've gone super dark with Batman. Let's go back to the Adam West stuff for a couple of years, huh? Let's see what we got. If you really want to surprise people, Batman 2, Robert Pattinson, Adam West style.
The good thing is, whatever. If people don't like this version of it, then fine. But dude, I'm into it, man. I'm into it. I'm digging this Penguin show. I hope it's
no, and I do like Penguin. I am liking it more than I thought I would. Yeah. I'm liking it.
I'm glad that they're putting, and also the fact that they're putting a lot into his character, I feel like is like the writing for the show, and then that going into the movie, like they're investing a lot into the universe, which I really like. I kind of talked about this. Like this is going to be like an 8-hour show essentially. It's gonna be like 8 hours worth of television. That's kind of like bridging the gap between the first movie and the second movie. So like, that's so cool to get that. We don't get that a lot of the times with stuff. Like when was the last thing in universe like this where we got like a bridge like that with a show to this, like to this degree? You know what I feel, you know what I mean? But anyways, it's okay, man. I know you don't like the Batman. No, you don't like the Batman that much, but I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Let's go. Look at that show is fire. Let's go. Nomar wants a comics Batman. Justin is not talking anymore. Like Hush one, for example. If not, this will be another biggest point of an anniversary. Yeah, Returns is cool, but that's just a 2.0. We're going to talk about it. MB says, I've got more Batman items on order this year than I know what to do with. Let's save some for next year. Well, hey, if you want a Batmobile, hit me up. If you want a Hot Toys Batmobile, hit your boy up. Nomar liked episode 1. Also, I'm hearing good things about this show, Agatha All Along. Like, I don't say anything, Justin, because I have not seen it yet. I haven't had time to watch it this weekend. But I am going to watch it. My wife really wants to watch it. You talked about it, I know, on your show on Friday. I turned it off because I didn't want to listen to anything in case you spoiled anything.
I literally said no spoilers like 18 times, man.
Oh.
But that's okay.
I just
all
turned
I'll
off for
say
that
is
part.
this. It's no spoiler whatsoever. But you know Aubrey Plaza's in this, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen like the brief previews.
I don't know if anybody else has seen it. That's all we're going to talk about. Don't spoil it in the chat. But like her being in the show, like for me, like she's like elevated the show. Like I and again, it does help that the bar is so low for this show. No disrespect, because the Agatha character.
Oh yeah, everyone's like, cool, this show's gonna suck.
So I think that's helping it, that it at least cleared that bar. But it's a lot of fun, man. I had a lot of fun with it, and I thought it was going to be terrible. So, but we need a Aubrey Plaza figure from this show. So I'm hoping it's at least successful enough that we get an Agatha figure and that one. Again, I'm not saying I'm 100% would get those, but I would love to see those two characters get a figure, man. I think it would look awesome.
I'm hearing good things. I do want to see it.
Yeah.
We got longtime channel member Collection Obsession House says, hello there. I'm late. What did I miss? Not much. We're just talking about Halloween and some Batman stuff. Tighter says, feel a Star Wars week coming. Dude, this would be the week where they just like drop 3 Star Wars things. They do like one or 2 Star Wars announcements and then drop like 2 Star Wars figures. That's what they would do during like, oh, we got a Batman anniversary, but let's just throw a Star Wars figure in there. Just throw a couple in there. We got Reversio. What's up, Carlos? Says dynamic duo panel. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much for being here. My boy Carlos, guys. Go check out Reversio. We got Chris Santos now says, what's up, Sneaker? How's everyone doing today? I'm doing well, Chris. How are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. Sable says, I bought the Pattinson Bruce Wayne figure from Kit a few weeks ago. It is insane how close the likeness is. Best by far. A must if you love the movie, Steve. I know, dude. I've been on the fence about getting the Bruce Wayne from InArt. It's hard when somebody's just wearing like kind of like street clothes. I know he's not wearing like street clothes, but like the outfit that he's wearing with like a trench coat, like it's kind of hard to justify spending like almost the same amount of money on him as you do like the actual Batman. So it's tough. I'm considering it. And also like I've seen a lot of people selling him. So he'll be like a market watch for me. I might potentially end up getting it. We'll see. We'll we'll see. I know he looks good. Looks good. We got Grand Moff Eric Hankey in the house. What's up, dude? He says, hey everyone, 92 Batman. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Pow. Bam. Justin just wants to see criminals getting kapowed in big fonts. Take us back
That's
to
right.
those.
Come
exactly.
on, man.
Boing. Oh, man. Stacey says, I feel like we will definitely get a Star Wars announcement this week. Maybe. Guys, we got 40 of y'all in the stream. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. Thank you so much for being here. Let's start talking about some figures. What do we got here? Okay, we got this guy.
Jeez.
Gee whiz, man. You know, if we didn't get, like, I feel like if on this stream, all right, Justin just left because he saw this, I guess, but on this stream tonight, if we wouldn't have gotten like the returns and we would have had to talk about this and the other figure the whole time and then just like voice our frustrations, which I kind of already did on Wednesday. Justin, are you there? Oh, there you are. You know, on Wednesday, I kind of voiced my frustration a little bit as far as like, man, you have like a golden opportunity here. Like Batman, 85 years of Batman, man. And you do collectors like this. You know what I mean? It's kind of crazy,
man. A golden opportunity, bro. You're going to put that pun out there and expect us not to pick up on that.
Yes, on, sir. Let's go. Thank you for pointing that out, Justin. Golden opportunity, man. They really took the golden opportunity. And there you go. I don't know what I was going to say. But yep. And they give us, I said, like this, like I said, it's kind of like, man, you could have given us like something real good for this. Come out with a banger right off the bat. You know what I mean? Just come out with a banger. But now we get this. And we get the Batgirl, which is a better one in my opinion. But you go for 85 years and you get two limited figures, limited to 2,000 figures, which both sat for over like basically, I think over into the next day. I think today. Because wait, no. I think they were still available this morning and they came out on Friday, I'm pretty sure. So like that just shows you like how poorly these sold. Granted, they still sold 2,000 of them, but these weren't like limited hits of like everyone waiting for them to come out and people in the queue and you like, you know, having to struggle to get these at 2,000. So it's a smart limited release as far as that goes, like a good figure to make limited. But I was just questioning like this being the two that you start this with, like video game stuff, which they rarely like ever do. They don't give video games enough like justice, honestly, no pun intended. Oh boy, here we just, man, we got him tonight. But Justin, what do you think, man? What are your thoughts on this? And we can talk a little bit, like I can kind of switch this over to Batgirl in between too, but what are your thoughts on this? I will say it looks a little bit better in hand. I saw some in hand pictures, like it looks cool, but not something that's for me.
Yeah, I like to call this the find a time to just dump a figure. You know, it's kind of like the movie industry will dump a lot of movies like right at the end of August just to kind of get them out there. And this is how I feel about this. It's like Hot Toys was like, all right, we got to throw out some Batman Arkham Knight figures. I don't know if it's a licensing thing or what, but they had to do it. They said, here you go. And then a couple days later, they come out with the Batman Returns 2.0. And then all's right in the world. The reason this doesn't upset me is because it's very, yeah, I'm actually excited because I was like, oh, okay, this is just an easy pass, you know? And for people that are getting this, congratulations. I have no ill will towards you. But this is like, this definitely doesn't move the needle of the excitement meter, you know? But at the same time, I think people would be more willing to like pick something like this up if it had more of a collectible feel. Like if it's limited, like put it somewhere where we can see it when we display it. You know, I think that would help a lot with stuff like this. It would make it feel more collectible. So I think other than that, I mean, I don't mind stuff like this. It doesn't like upset me or anything, but it's just it's just an easy pass. Like I have no interest in this whatsoever.
Yeah. This is where it gets tricky, dude, because like I've always been a you know, kind of like a outspoken about stuff being limited. And like, I like having limited stuff in my collection because like it makes your collection different than everybody else. But some of these things they've been doing this year, some of the limited stuff is just like, it's a mainstream limited release. Like this to me looks like a figure that's like you're going too mainstream with it and then making it limited to try to get people to get it. And it's just like, that's a dangerous game to play. You know what I mean? Like it's just not something that's like when I think of something limited that you really want in your collection, that's like Artisan Anakin, like some of these like high level figures, you know what I mean? Of like, damn, this is going to be a super dope limited piece to have. You know what I mean? Versus this kind of like, this seems like a mainstream thing. This kind of reminds me of like collecting like Black Series or Marvel Legends, like just like having repaint stuff like that. So it's just kind of like, it's interesting. It's kind of an interesting strategy to do something like this. And who said it in the chat here? Jovan said, I can still pre-order both on Sideshow as of right now. Batman's limited. So these are limited one per customer, but like they're both still available since Friday, limited at 2,000. So like, yeah, when it's limited to 2,000 and these other like limited bangers have just been selling out, like that just kind of tells you how these figures are. Also, it tells you just like we've been talking about, like collectors this year, I feel like are feeling it, myself included, when it comes to how much they're releasing and how many things there are to order. You know what I mean? So they're just like going crazy. They're doing just flip-flopping on things and just going crazy. But Tristan's trolling in the chat. What was that, a little troll emoji? Look at that.
I will say that. It's entering into that phase of like, it's so hated that there's a little bit of this like, dude, I kind of want to just have it just because it's so hated. Like but I don't think it's like BT, bad
it's like BT1
to get there. You know what
it's
I mean?
BT1 and BT1 and 000, man. BT1 and 000. You're frozen on my screen right now. Uh-oh. There he goes. Justin's, oh, there he's back. He's back. Can you hear me? Hello? All right. Hello? Oh, see you, Justin. See you, bro. All right, he's out of here. He's out of here, guys. Let me get some comments because you guys are chatting it up in here. Collection session. Do you think Hot Toys is done with Batman 85 announcements? I don't think they're done. There he is. He's back. Yeah, you froze on my screen and I couldn't hear anything you were saying.
I'm gonna jump back in.
Yeah, it's cool.
I know what I gotta do.
Yeah, go ahead. Right. But I don't know if I have the strength to do it. I don't think. I think they're not done. I think they're gonna keep. I think they're gonna do a couple more things. You can't do 2 limited video game figures and then just do one banger of a figure and call it quits, in my mind. Like, you got to give us a little bit more than this. You got to give us maybe, even if it's just one more, like you got to give us one more mainstream anniversary type figure. You know what I mean? MB Dyson, I missed this particular golden opportunity. Yes, exactly. Joven, release my boy Nightwing from the graveyard, please. Yes, that would be dope. I know a lot of people are calling for Nightwing. A lot of people are calling for Nightwing. Damn it. Hold on 1 second. 1 second, people. Let me see if this will work. Oh, we got to charge. So, Safel, I know you sent me some photos. I dropped my phone earlier today and it got wet and it said like lightning port, like, oh, the lightning port's wet, so we can't charge your phone. Well, now it's letting me charge it. We're back, baby. We're back. But yes, Joven. Graveyard. Clinton says, surprised they didn't do a Hano Batman. I think this is still possible, potentially. And if not now for the 85th anniversary, I think it potentially might still end up happening. Anyways, like, Hano might get me if they do animated Batman. That might be what kind of draws me in. Yeah, Goldar Batman. Exactly, Ash. 100%. 100%. Tristan, oh my God, you are crazy, bro. You are crazy, bro. Yeah, no one asked for this. Hot Toys are so out of touch sometimes. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's just very interesting. Like I said, this year has been so crazy for announcements. Like I said multiple times too, like what really like kind of did me in was like the Dark Side event, and then that other like event that they did when they announced like General Grievous, Battle Damage Darth Vader. Like that's when things like really hit hard when it comes to pre-orders. And then it's like, well, I don't really want to get anything like this. You know what I mean? Like collectors are getting all this good stuff, which granted, that's a great thing too. But then we get stuff like this and it's just not really convincing me to to buy. So they're kind of like making people like buy a lot of stuff, but then not be able to buy more. And then like this pops up and you're like, yeah, this is an easy pass, right? Eric says pass on both. MB Dyson, wait, Goldman's still available. It's pre-order time. Gold member Batman. Yeah. Limited releases equals Hot Toys money grab. At the same time, like I said, like this is a figure that you want to kind of do. Oh, we got him back. He's back. This is a figure that we kind of want to, like, I feel like that would be a good figure to do something limited, low run like this. It's like, because maybe they know it's not going to sell a lot. So I feel like there's two sides to that, right? Justin, can you hear me?
Yeah, I think I'm okay, but if I just think I had to restart. So
yeah, you're good. Do you think they're going to do, I know you touched on it a little bit, but Collection Obsession asked, do you think they're going to do any more 85th announcements?
No.
Damn, dude.
Not anytime. No, I don't. I'm going to say no.
All right. All right. Nomar says they went from correcting the market with limited releases to fucking it up again with pointless limited figures in less than a year. I think that's where kind of like there's a little bit of like a problem here with that happening. You know what I mean? Like they're doing so many limited things that are like hot items, and then it's like giving us so much to buy, and then this is coming out. You know what I mean? And I would even argue that there's some really good limited stuff coming out that's like, I got to pass on it because there's already too much stuff. That's been happening too.
Yeah, that's why I'm to the point where I'm almost prioritizing, like, you know, we talk about that Ahsoka line all the time. I get it. You know, we're talking Batman today. It always goes back to Ahsoka. But the reason I think everybody's so excited for that line is because there's potential there for like 80% of that line to be the only figure you're going to get of that character for a while. You know, I'm not saying they're never going to make another Shin or anything like that, but like realistically, they're probably not going to just continue to give us new looks for all those characters aside from Ahsoka. You know what I mean? So I think that that's kind of where I'm at, is like a character like Batman's tricky, man, because he sells incredibly well, but we're seeing it now with like just how many we're getting. You know, I mean, I keep going back to that armory, man. It's like, we're just getting so much, and it's hard to complain because Hot Toys is giving us so much that it's hard to kind of bite the hand that feeds, you know, but at the same time, it's like, damn, dude, like these announcements are just puzzling to me. And the only thing I could think is that they have some type of thing with the license that they have to use it a certain number of times a year or something, or they'll lose it. I mean, that's the only thing I can think.
Yeah. I don't know. I know this is kind of random, like, but Yost from Jazzinc had mentioned that I believe it's next year and at the end of 2025, that's when the contract is like kind of up for renewal for North American distribution for Warner Brothers, which means Hot Toys' license for them like expires at that point in time, because Yost is saying like he's gonna pitch to sell like worldwide, essentially, which he got turned down after he pitched previously to sell in the US. They said you can't distribute North America, because I'm sure Hot Toys has something to do with that. But like, I wonder too if Hot Toys is like, we're gonna pump out this stuff while we can. I think that is a valid thing of like them making a bunch of 2.0s. Like, we know this stuff is gonna sell, let's make a bunch of Batman stuff that like we know people will buy. I think there's something to that for sure.
And what's crazy,
Ash,
man,
sorry.
I agree, Ash. I agree. No, I was just saying I agree with that. Yeah. It's interesting too, because Sideshow is starting to pump out production on 6 scale stuff, you know, and I know that there's different opinions on the quality and all that, so I'm not talking about that today. But what I'm saying is I'm starting to wonder if these distributors that distribute Hot Toys, especially in North America, you know, we talk about Underground, we talk about Sideshow, we talk about, you know, just any place, you know, 1/6 Kit, like all these places that are retailers for these Hot Toys figures. I wonder if they're starting to get a little annoyed with stuff like this too, because now that stuff that's, again, this limited piece, probably not. I don't know how many of these Sideshow gets, but Sideshow is sitting on a ton of dead stock right now that they cannot get rid of, you know, and so that's definitely the conversation.
Yeah, and I think this stuff is on these figures are purely on Sideshow, right? Like, that's another thing. These limited things, these limited things are Sideshow only. Like, this isn't going to Underground, because it's Sideshow exclusive. Any Hot Toys exclusive not getting distributed to anybody else. So this is purely like on Sideshow to get these out and get them sold because they're exclusive, which I feel like that's kind of part of, like we've talked about in the past, the whole distribution thing is like, let's get some limited stuff out so we know that it's going to sell, right? So then we're not sitting on dead stock. So yeah, it's very interesting, man. Very interesting. We got SG Collectibles. What's up, dude? He says, what's up, EvilSneaker? What's up, man? Thank you so much for being here. Batman Collectibles says, you should get it for a giveaway. I don't want to get a figure for a giveaway that nobody's going to want. But that's an intriguing thought. Joan says the prestige version of Arkham Knight Batman did it perfectly with the gold. This is just too much for this Batman suit. Also, we're talking about the Dark Knight here. Is this dude gonna be like out in the night fully wearing this, you know, when he's supposed to be in the shadows? It's kind of crazy, man. Just showing up in all gold, chromed out armor.
And let's be honest too. Like when we're playing these video games like Arkham Knight or Spider-Man, and we're unlocking all of these suits, 80% of the suits we don't even like. We do it because it's a progression of the game.
Yeah,
so that's not.
You're not going to ever wear them in the game. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So the idea that they, and again, Hot Toys, I feel like is smart enough to know this stuff. That's what I'm saying. It's got to be something. They know what they're doing. I feel like I know that they can't possibly think that this was going to be a surefire like winner. I do think that it's just one of those things where, hey, well, it's Batman. We'll make it limited. We'll throw the anniversary on there. Maybe that'll sell this because we got to pump something out from Arkham Knight. That's the only thing I can think.
Yeah. I like the OG Batman Beyond, the black and red one, dude. That one looks badass.
Oh, yeah.
And you can get that one for a good price right now. King Dingling says, it's pretty wild when we went to collecting figures to collecting pre-orders. Yeah. Well, it's also like right now there's a lot of stuff hitting. You know, it's just like, still, it's like just a lot of invoices coming through. I have a few invoices that I'm waiting on, like Thrawn, which will be this Friday. Return of the Jedi Darth Vader. Attack of the Clones Anakin I'm still waiting on. I got some stuff. I got some invoice. Are you waiting on any invoices right now to actually hit that have released?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm still waiting on Anakin. I'm assuming that's coming
Attack of
soon.
the Clones Anakin.
Yeah, waiting on Anakin. That's about it. I just got it. Like I told you, I still haven't unboxed Mantis or Neytiri, but the ones that like are possible to come out soon, like Obi-Wan Kenobi is one that's been released that I'm still waiting on. But I think we're gonna be waiting a while on that one. I feel like that one's Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. Also, I will say Kenobi box options are updated. You can double box him on Sideshow. Did you end up switching to exclusive or no? No, I stuck with Underground on that one. Yeah.
Tristan says, I want to apologize for my constant trolling. I promise to do better. If you still accept me, you will receive a warm embrace and possible lover-like treatment. Tristan, thank you for your apology. Apology accepted. I love Tristan, dude. I love Tristan. Thank you so much for all the support, bro. It's okay. You can troll all you want.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no hard feelings with that. That's
no, dude. You keep it going.
Like it.
Keep it rolling. We got the boss man Boba Fettuccine in the house. I can't unsee this figure. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Very interesting. Honest Answer says they need a 2.0 some of the original video game Batman game characters. I agree. Doc Bat, yeah, it's up, still up for pre-order. Batman Collectibles. If no more Batman surprises drop, but I get my Flash Keaton Batman, I'd be happy. There you go. Whoa, Graham coming in with the banger. Wow. This is how this man is going to enter the chat. This is how he's going to make his presence known right here. And I'm going to read it for the people. Oh, wow. Justin's actually on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, friend and channel member, the Jedi Knights Watch, for being here. Justin, your response.
Yeah, I remember like it was yesterday, Graham just begging me, DMing me, begging me to be on Wolfpack Wednesday because Steve was sick. And I just had to be like, nah, man, I can't tonight. And he, probably like 10 DMs. He was just like, please, man, please, And I was like, no, Graham, it's okay, man. But no, I mean, if that's how he feels, that's fine. But let's not forget, guys, Sneak Peek is Steve's show. I am a co-host on the show. All right. So I got to remind people of that, man. It's not like me and Steve. It's not like, Bill Gates and Steve Jobs over here, man. Okay. I'm like Carson Daly. Like he set up TRL,
guys.
and I'm like Carson Daly.
Wow.
I come on, I do the co-host thing.
Wow, I thought we were more. Wow, go figure. He didn't. How you figure he didn't show up on my show either? How you figure that, Graham? How you figure that? Safe's got a game. We're done with this conversation, Justin. Here's a fun. I'm just looking at it, just like.
It's just it's wild. I will just
wild
say,
out here, bro. It's wild out here, man.
I mean, Graham coming in, he knows that it's a Sunday. He knows, he got the Green Bay Packers won. You thought the guy would be at peace today. He chose violence today. I mean,
he's all love you. Good, all love. Good to see you all. Graham, you missed it, but Justin would like to keep things, including Batman, more on the G-rated side, going back to the pow, boom, bams on screen. And seeing shadows of combat rather than any violence.
It's getting too dark, man. It's getting too violent.
The Dark Knight, too dark for him. Safeful. Here's a fun Dilo inspired game. If you had to buy this gold, man, full price to save your collection from a fire, would you do it? Well, yeah, I'm doing that. Shit, save my whole entire collection from a fire. I'm buying this. Yeah, Justin, you doing it? You're going to let the Mills bow just burn.
Dude, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm going to be real honest, dude. Graham got in my head, bro. Dude, Graham's gotten in my head, man. Like, that's all I'm just thinking about how I'm going to
watch the Power Rangers then.
I feel like this was definitely a planned.
The King of the Jungle.
I'll take that, man. That's
wow. Justin feels like this was a plan. He feels like this was a well thought out, planned attack.
It feels extremely specific. Right at 9 p.m. Central.
Oh my gosh, man!
A lot of it sounds AI generated. If I'm being honest.
Where is she? Oh, we got a good friend and channel member Hot Toys Hotline in the house. What is up, Connor? Man, oh man, what is going on? Now Graham's saying I offered him money. Get this. What is going on? We got 52 of y'all in the house. Please, if you haven't, hit the like button on the way into the show. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. Thank you all for being here. Okay, let me transition over here. Okay, hold on. I'm going to stop sharing my screen just for a second. Is there anything else you want to say about that one? I know, I don't want to spend too much time talking about. We kind of talked about both of them. But do you have anything else you want to say? Like I said, I feel like this one's better. Still not something that I kind of like this more, like this colorway for Batgirl.
I do too.
It's a pass for me, man.
This is good, but
these ones.
Yeah, it's good, but it's a pass.
It's a repaint. They're both repaints. Yeah. They're both straight up repaints.
But I do like this color scheme for Batgirl. I do
personally.
Too. I really do. Yeah.
Yep. She's a cool character too, but.
Yeah, but man, I don't got much to say on it, to be totally honest with you, because I think that it's been talked about, it's been discussed, and if this would have came out by itself, I think it would have been met a little bit better. But since it was paired with that gold Batman, I think it's just guilt by association,
Yeah. Also, like the hip joints, like the joints, really, without it being kind of. Like the joint, I forget who pointed that out to me. I wasn't really even looking, but this, the hip joint is just not, it just doesn't look great. Doesn't look great.
You don't like a good hip joint?
Not like this, man. Like this makes it look too toyish. Like it doesn't look realistic.
That's the thing with video game 6 scale. Is like
right here it looks okay, but when it's this, it makes it look just really toyish.
That's what's weird about video game stuff, man. Like for you is I don't collect video game characters, but I think the Bad Batch did it really well. I know that's animation, but those feel like they can be displayed with other Star Wars characters and they still keep that animation style,
It's also nicer for the Bad Batch because if they're helmeted, they're instantly realistic. Like they would appear like that in live action with their armor with a helmet on. You know what I mean? I really do like the head sculpts actually, but yeah, I know what you mean. It's Yeah, video. Maybe that's why they don't do a lot of video game stuff, because a lot of it, like, they do a realistic representation of it. Like, it's just makes it kind of different, but it just sucks, man. I wish they gave more to the video game people.
But that's the problem in essence with when you like, because like at this point, man, and the Arkham Knight trilogy was great. I loved it. I played I did everything except the Riddler stuff, because that just took way too much time for me. But when this stuff comes out, this like it's really not kind of in the inner conscience, right? Like subconscious right now. Like we're not talking about this video game anymore, personally. Like I'm not, and that's not to say you can't collect it, but it is kind of a weird timing thing too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because we did get the Arkham Knights game, but that was kind of a dud. We got the Suicide Squad game.
Arkham Knights was kind of a dud. Damn, bro.
Well, sales wise, yeah. Like I'm talking about for like sales and stuff like that, and the Suicide Squad game, like both those kind of came out and just weren't met with the same.
Yeah, Suicide Squad
admiration.
Game, man.
Yeah,
man, and they made some very questionable story choices in that game. Like, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing, man?
Wild.
Game, and it's from a good studio too. You know what I mean? Like, damn, they just
Gotham Knights. Thanks, Christian. That's what Gotham Knights. Yep.
Yeah, Gotham Knights, not Suicide Squad. It was it was Gotham Knights was bad, but Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League was also
that was Rocksteady, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Rocksteady. That's the one I'm referencing when it comes to story. That was Rocksteady, and they did the Arkham games. Like, they're really good studio. So it's just interesting. But anyways, so I'm not getting either of those. You're not getting either of those.
No.
Why does her face look like Melania from Elden Ring? It kind of does, dude. It kind of does. Great game, by the way. Love me some Elden Ring, dude. Love me some Elden Ring. Yeah, out of the two, this one looks the best for sure. Hot Toys Sideline. This is cool to have a Batgirl in the collection, since the Batgirl project got canned. That is a bummer. I wish that would have ended up coming out at some point. Okay. Shall we talk about this guy? I'm going to give you the floor.
Yeah.
After talking about those other two, after getting those other two, and I will say, this is something that I feel like I was saying a lot. Some other people were saying a lot as well. Like, this was an inevitable release, this was like an inevitable announcement. Everything from ACGHK, that convention they did where they showed Chewbacca and 3PO, Terminator. Those two are both announced. What else did they show at that event? Jar Jar's probably coming for 25th anniversary Phantom Menace is my guess, because that was from that convention.
You said Predator already, right?
I didn't say that, but yeah, the Predator. Yep, that's Jungle Predator, right? Yeah. So like that's probably coming. They showed this figure. So it's just everything that they've shown is like they're doing all that stuff, man. So it's like, that's why I had said like this is like this is probably going to happen. And it makes sense that it's for the anniversary, but I'm going to give you the floor. I'm going to let you talk about this. I'll go through the 97 Batman and Robin.
Yeah, that's
probably going to happen, dude.
Better, man. No, it is, but I just want those to look better, man. I was really disappointed with the Sonar suit personally. I just want one definitive version of those. Like, I know they're not well received, but those are super nostalgic, man. So I just wish they would have done it a little bit better, especially for that Val Kilmer Batman personally. But yeah, for this, man, I think this looks fantastic. I really do. I've had time to actually like kind of let the hype die down after my initial thoughts on it and really kind of start looking at it more critically to find out some different things. It's not 100% perfect by any means, but for me, it kind of is, because this to me is the 1.0. Like, I haven't had the other one. So for me, this is like kind of new to me. And this is, I said it on my stream on Friday. I said, I have more of like a nostalgic connection to Returns than I do Batman 89. And so this just looks great. I think the Keaton head sculpt is phenomenal. Whatever they're doing over at Hot Toys with these sculpts is just blowing me away. Like, I think that they are capturing, they're capturing not only a performance, but the likeness and just the way they're doing stuff with the aging lines and the from the eyebrows to the forehead wrinkles to the to the lips, the wrinkles around the nose here. I just think it's phenomenal, man. And to me, I know a lot of people don't care to like put their head, put a head sculpt on their Batman. I totally get that. That's why I'm sure Doc Bat mentioned earlier who's getting 2 for that reason alone. I'm not getting 2 of these, but I'll be honest with you, man. This is tough because both versions look incredible. Like I feel like the interchangeable mouth plates on the cowl look incredible. I feel like this head sculpt of Michael Keaton looks great. I know that some people like have a little bit of, yeah, that's great. And I feel like where his the rubberized right here, but that is scene accurate. So I personally like that because that's like scene accurate to the movie. So I just think it looks great, man. I think this looks, again, just prototype. I know we got to wait to see how it comes out, but to me, I prefer this suit, the way this suit looks in figure form, more than I did the 89 suit with what they did with all that extra, whatever they did with that the body of that suit. I still don't understand why they went that route. The texture and then the interchangeable faceplates on that one were weird. This one, I feel like they've really put their best foot forward. That is a great open mouth sculpt right there. Like a great interchangeable lower faceplate for me. I can definitely see Keaton within there. Where I feel like the 89, I lose a little bit of Keaton likeness with some of those faceplates. But that looks phenomenal, dude.
Yeah, this looks really good. Great. This looks really good.
Yeah.
This faceplate, I think, looks really good. Just kind of like the, I think both these are good. But yeah, talking about the faceplates here. Yeah,
all 3 of those are great to me. I mean, I think the middle one is by far the strongest, but I think
I like this one the most.
Yeah, the far right one, they actually did, they didn't give, that first one, it looked like they had way too much teeth showing and almost looked like he had like an overbite or something. It was weird. And again, I know these are prototype images. Yeah. I know we gotta wait, but this looks really damn good, dude. And I just love how sleek the suit looks. And again, man, I can see the performance in those eyes, man. Yeah, and that's what I've kind of
really good.
That's what I'm saying with what they're doing with the rotating eyes and all that different stuff. Like they're really knocking out of the park with that, man. Like you can see, like I feel like you're getting Bruce Wayne behind that cowl in this. Whereas sometimes, you it's like with the DX19 that I have. It's the sculpt is what it is, but like when I have that displayed, I don't really see the performance in there with the cowl on. With this prototype image that we're looking at right now, I'm getting that personally. So that's really exciting for me for a Batman figure.
What do you think of the bases? Or I love the base with interchangeable accessories.
I love this base because I am getting away from these huge diorama bases. I'm just personally getting away from them with the space they take up. I'm not saying that there's not a place for them. And I know this will still take up some space, but I feel like if they do bring out some more figures from Returns, this would be a great centerpiece, especially having them with those wings out. And then you can maybe have just a whole shelf and this is like your centerpiece. But that far right one, that's how I'm displaying it, man. I just love that. That just gives me all the vibes from, Catwoman, Batman Returns. I just think that's great, man. Put a little snow on there or something. It's going to look amazing.
A little snow on it. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I want to ask you a question about this, but before I do, I want to just get to a couple people at the chat who made some comments here. Graham says, I'll probably get this Returns, but it's not a necessity with having the 89 version already, but I need all the Keatons.
Yeah, you're going to get this, bro. You know that. I mean, It's going to be hard for you to say no to this, Graham, I feel like, because I know
he's going to get it. I can see why people would choose one or the other in this instance. But yeah, I mean, I can also see why you get both for sure. Especially like both the movies are so good. They're so good, man.
And it's weird because they're so different too. They're the same in terms of tone and stuff, but they're so different. Like they're
a lot different. Yeah. People like, because I think this too. Like I've seen them twice now each, but I first watched it earlier this year, both of the movies, because I hadn't seen them. But they're so like, people are like, well, what one do you like more? And it's like, they're like drastically different to me. I just thought they were two, like, just the way the movies are just very, very different. So it's really hard to choose. They're both like just too different in a lot of regards for me.
I felt like 89 made it feel like the graphic novel had came to life, or like the comics have come to life, like the dark version of Batman. It was the first time that we've seen Batman like that. But for me, Returns felt like I loved kind of how it was. They kind of gave Tim Burton almost like a lot of freedom on that. And
yeah,
I
you
felt
can definitely tell it's a Tim Burton film.
And that's what I love about it, because it's a perfect hybrid of it. Still stays true to the character of Batman. It still stays true to that essence, but it's also a really cool creative decision, which I felt like Christopher Nolan was able to do with his as well. And I don't know, man. I was always interested to see if Burton got a third movie, what he would do with the third one. But yeah, I have a lot of nostalgia for this one, man, because it was, when you watch this one as a kid, dude, it felt kind of dangerous, man. It felt like the villains in this movie.
Not a good kids movie.
No, it's not, and that's what I'm saying. It's like
not a good
the
kids
villains in
movie
this
right
movie were like really just as good as Jack Nicholson was, man. The villains in this are like truly like diabolical, man. So like it's
yeah,
it's
just wild, man.
Yeah, it's a great
like this is definitely not a kids movie. Just even
No.
the setting of the tone of like how he became like how he basically was like started as the Penguin and stuff, and then also like early on in the movie, spoiler alert if you haven't seen a movie from this long ago, you know, when like the person gets like burned by the Batmobile, like burned to like literal like flame burned to death. I was like, damn. I remember I was watching, I was like, holy shit, like this is definitely like different a little bit than what I saw for some of the stuff in 89. I was like, okay, this
yeah,
is like,
and I
right
just
the first,
love
like,
the
so I was gonna say like the first 15-20 minutes of the movie, I was like, okay, this is like, damn, this is like different. This is different.
Yeah. And I love just the like the political stuff that was in it. I love like it just had a lot of layers to it. Whereas the first one I felt like was Jack Nicholson was so damn good in that, man. He had top billing in that movie, like when it was being advertised. So like that felt really like a Joker movie in a lot of ways. And so for me, this felt more of a Batman movie. Again, I love 89, but I'm saying that this just had this different feel to it that I feel like hasn't been replicated since. It's such a bizarre movie, almost like a horror movie in some aspects, man. Like it has some really crazy imagery.
Yeah, some scary stuff, man. Yeah. Connor says, I'm getting the Batman and Robin figures for sure if they end up coming out, and then need them to go with the freeze that is coming by someone eventually. Valkyrie needs all the Keatons as well. And then Hot Toys Island, I think this overall looks better than the 89, and the 89 is my favorite. Honest Hansel, another must-get figure for me. This is my Batman. Very nice, very nice. Kind of likes the cowl more. Stacy says, I don't have any Batman figures yet, but if you were to get one, which would everyone choose? 89 Batman or this Batman Returns? Why don't we put it up to a poll in the chat? Let me put it up to a poll. Do you have an answer, Justin?
It depends. I mean, again, man, it was a deal breaker for me for 89 with the suit. I know a lot of people don't think that that's that big of a deal, and I wish I didn't have that many issues with it. But that really bothered me a lot. I would say if you were to get one, I almost think the 2-pack is maybe the way to go if you were just going to have one representation, because you would get a Bruce Wayne and a Returns figure. But I think this one looks better, but I'd argue you might want the Batman 89 simply because that is like the first appearance, and I think that carries a lot of weight as well. So, I don't know, man. I think this is a better figure based on what I'm seeing so far. Again, we're going to have to wait till it actually comes out. But it's just tough, It's like if you asked me what Iron Man to get, I'd probably lean towards Mark III, just because that was like the first time we saw him in the official suit. You know what I mean? So
It's a good comparison.
Yeah.
I'd probably lean more towards 89. Just like there's something about OG, you know what I mean? Something about the original when it comes to like between these two movies, but yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. I put a poll in the chat for all of you. If you could only choose one, 89 and Returns, what one would you pick? Go vote. I'm gonna leave it up for a little bit. Collection Obsession. Sneaker, are you getting the Jazzinc 89 Batmobile? Why are you looking to buy a Batmobile? Hot Toys?
I knew that was coming, dude.
There's a box.
So I was
There's a
shaking
box.
my head up.
You see this box right here? You see this box right here on the floor? Ready to ship out. Whoever wants to buy a Hot Toys 89 Batmobile right here, ready to ship out in the box. It's ready to go. Ready to go.
You're going to give that Evil Empire discount?
Yeah. I'll give somebody a good discount if they want it. You're gonna get it for a good price. You're gonna get it for a good price, under what you would pay after all said and done with Sideshow. Easily under that price. But yeah, man, I'm getting the Jazzinc because I'm a sick, twisted collector and human being.
At least you can admit it to yourself, man. That's the first.
I will say what really did it to me, and this is not a knock on the Hot Toys one, because the Hot Toys one is awesome, man. Like, I will say, like, if you go, like, this looks damn good, okay? This, when I saw these photos, I was like, holy shit, this looks awesome, having it with the Batmobile. But when I saw, like, the comparison pictures between Hot Toys and Jazzinc with, like, the scale and stuff like that, and just some of the details, I was like, I wish I wouldn't have seen this. Now I can't unsee it. I cannot unsee it, dude. Can't unsee it.
I think that we need to. The one thing I wish this figure had would be the Catwoman nails that he has to take out of his suit. I would have loved to have seen.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
A battle damaged piece to like put with that. That would have been a really. I love that scene where he's kind of taking that out and he's kind of studying.
That would have been cool. Yep.
Yeah.
I forget what I was going to say. Oh, I wanted to go back to this because let me get to a couple comments here real quick. Robert says, I would have picked up 89 if I could, but now I'm good with the Batman Returns. Graham says 89 is goated. Thrawn's office says, all right, bro. Guys, we got Grand Admiral Thrawn's office. Yes, the office of Grand Admiral Thrawn himself has a rank. He is here. And guys, in how long what's today? What's today? The 22nd? 1, 2, 3.5 weeks. I will be in New York City with this guy right here. We are about to have a blast. Very fun weekend. New York Comic Con. Gonna be meeting a lot of people. Gonna be hanging out. So guys, if you're gonna be in New York for Comic Con, come hit me up. I'll be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, coming back home on Sunday. Early, I think, on Sunday. I got to check what my flight is. I'm pretty sure it's early in the morning, but come find me in New York. Can't wait, man. Cannot wait. Ash Chase says, crazy thought. What about Penguin and his duck thing he rides? Yeah, like the duck mobile.
Day one pre-order.
Day one pre-order.
I'm serious, dude. I love that. I love that part.
That thing is crazy. That part is crazy, dude. But yeah, it's cool. Let's see here. Batman Collectibles. I already have 2 returns figures. What's one more, dude? That's what you got to live up to the name, man. Got to live up to the name. Batman Collectibles. MB Dice says returns is my favorite suit. So slick, and Keaton looks so cool in it. Valkyrie says I want the Batmobile so bad, but not the right time. Well, if you change your mind, Valkyrie, you can hit me up. Thrawn's office says if you're only getting one Batman out of all of them, I'd recommend the Batman. Best Batman figure so far, and needs the least amount of additional money for upgrades. That is the finest answer ever. This is true, man. Like, all the other ones, you got to update them. You got to do XYZ to them. Buy these different cowls. Got to buy these different head sculpts with the cowls. Got to buy these different. Well, the cape. I would say the Batman should does warrant getting like a better cape for him. But, man, it's just
Stacey,
crazy. But
Stacey, listen to me. Listen to me, Stacey. If you're getting one Batman,
don't listen to Thrawn's office. Listen to
If
Justin.
You're getting one Batman in your collection, do not get the Batman.
Let's go.
Don't make that the one version of the character. Just my opinion. Thrawn's right about everything you said. There's no lie in that. He knows way more about the figure than I do. Way more about like what's quality. But you're gonna want either Keaton or Bale, in my opinion. I mean, or Affleck. I mean, I would take all 3 of those over the Pattinson. So that's just my opinion. Again, the Batman figure does look amazing, but unless you're a super fan of that movie, I would get the one that you're like the biggest fan of the movie. Because at the end of the day, like all of them look good, you know, except for Batman Begins. There's some big issues there, but I'd still argue that I'd rather have that one. If I was to have one version of the character, I'd want it to be my favorite Batman.
I don't know what you said because my dog was whining.
I was just saying, if you're only going to get one version of the character, what Thrawn said was 100% right. Like about, like he probably has a better understanding of like what makes a great figure than I do. So I'm not knocking what he said, but I'm just saying go with the version. If you're gonna have one Batman in your collection, I personally would go with the Batman that you have the biggest affinity for. Like, who's your favorite Batman? What's your favorite portrayal?
Yeah, I agree. I would just go with whatever one you like whatever Batman movie you like the most. I'd probably go with that one if I could only pick one. Because you can, and then also, I feel like I also would rather probably get the one that I am most drawn to. And then if you need to modify it, I feel like at that point it's worth modifying because you really want it to be like looking the best for that one that you really like. That's how I would do it, regardless of whether or not you have to upgrade it or not. That's probably what I would do. Graham makes a good point. You got to buy that collar is $60 plus a custom cape. I feel like you don't need a custom collar for the Batman figure. Like, I know some people get like foam and they put it in there and it widens the collar a little bit. Like, but the cape, I do need to get a different cape. The cape is not great. I'm looking at it. It's not great. I don't understand why they can't make a good drape cape, man. Like, they just cannot get it. Cannot get it.
I'm just glad I'm not as bothered by that stuff. I don't guess. Like, for me, and again, I haven't been collecting long enough, so I'm sure if I've done it long enough, like, I'm gonna want to get custom stuff done. But before I buy stuff, for the most part, like, if I already feel like it's gonna have to, like, trust me, I want Batman Begins really bad, but I know all the work I'd have to do with that, so I've just passed on it. I don't want to dump another $400 into something just to make it look right. I'll just hold off, you know.
This guy, I've got a cape for you, Steve. Just give on the Batmobile.
At this point, Graham, I hope he takes it, man.
Boy.
Because this dude's this dude's like a car salesman out here with this Batmobile, dude.
I mean, that's what it is. It is a car.
This dude's trying to sell it every which way, man. Through text, through DM, through streaming, through video. It's wild.
Hey, man, it's not my fault that people don't, people just don't want these good deals, man. I'm just throwing these good deals out.
Do you think that maybe you shouldn't have bought 3 Batmobiles before you got one Batman?
Can't even help a friend out. I don't want to lose money. I love when friends want you to help them out, but they're just like, yeah, you should be fine with losing money. You should just be fine with losing money. This literally had this thing for like a month. Should be just lose some money. It's okay. No, Graham.
So Graham basically is saying he'd rather lose the friendship with you than lose money. That's where he has aligned himself with. And just remember that next time
we're getting into what we call gaslighting. So get out of here, Justin. Or you can say I'm gonna lose friendship. Come on. Dude, if you want to, hey, Valkyrie, man, for real. If you want to talk about making a deal for this, I'm good with, like, if you want to pay a little bit, over time, you want to do a payment plan, dude, hit me up. Hit me up if you're for real about it. We got Jason 1971. What's up, Jason? So 66 Batman is the GOAT. Thanks for being here, Jason. A new name, Jason. Thank you so much for being here, man. Really appreciate it. Hey, 66 Batman is dope, and the 66 Batmobile is actually pretty cool too. Collection Slash says Yo said he may consider doing a crowdsource funded Duckmobile in a recent stream. Yeah, a lot of people would have to pay into that for him to make it. And that thing would be, dude, think about how big a 6 scale penguin is. That thing would take up a lot of, it would be massive. It would take up a lot of space. Joven, obviously, if you're only getting one Batman, get the blue gray Dark Knight version.
Yes, that is the answer. Yeah.
MB Dyson doesn't like the Batman suit. I like it. It's like, it's got that tactical look to it, man. Love it. Love it.
Let me
get this straight.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. Your final answer to your devoted fans seeking your guidance and wisdom is get the one you like. I really like the Batman figure, like the Batman, like straight up. I will say it's one of my favorite figures that I have. It's one of my favorite figures. Can't wait to get the in-art one next year.
And I've said, and I've said this from day one, man. I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to the build quality, this or that. I just know what I think looks good, and that's what I follow. And I know what characters I want. So
Justin knows that DX19 he has looks the best. That's why he got it.
Right. That's right, man. I got it right before they announced the armory, and so great decision by me. But yeah. And I also have the Fantastic Beasts figures as well. So again, do you really want to take advice from it? Again, it's either you want the certain character or you want the best figure. Those could be two different things.
He's very magical Batman. He's wearing hockey pads. Wow. Okay, so Justin, do you think Hot Toys is going to do a Catwoman based on this photo? Because I'll say what happened was it seemed like when we were chatting on Wednesday, Wolfpack Wednesday, it didn't really seem like a lot of the talk was like Hot Toys is going to do a Catwoman. Like they're for sure going to do a Catwoman. But then once this figure was announced and then this picture popped up of like this specific base, everyone's like 100% Catwoman's happening now. 100% Hot Toys is going to do a Catwoman. No question. Because they showed this. Do you think that this is a sign saying that a Catwoman from Hot Toys is imminent?
This isn't the sign that I would... If you would have asked me before this, I would have said, yes, they're doing it. Because the reason I say that is we saw what happened when InArt announced their Joker 4-pack.
Sure.
Like, they'll find a way around whatever licensing stuff. And I'm not super familiar with I'm not super familiar with that Jazzinc like licensing thing with the Michelle Pfeiffer, so I don't want to speak on it and sound dumb. But they'll find a way to make it. And Hot Toys is going to remind everybody every single time. And it's, I don't know if this is good or bad, but they'll just remind you that they can make whatever the hell they want for the most part. So like if they want to make a Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, they're going to make it. So if, that's the best answer I can give you. Is if they want to make it, they're going to make it.
Yeah, I don't think it's weird because I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like Hot Toys usually when they show a teaser for a figure that ends up being announced, like you get more. Like I don't think I would go based on just like, oh, you have an interchangeable accessory for a base that's automatic, like the Catwoman's happening. That like I wouldn't say. What I mean is like, so for you were already kind of like Hot Toys is probably going to do it. But like this piece, like I guess the main thing, and you answered the question of like, does this sway your opinion one way or the other? To me, I don't really think it does. Like whatever your baseline is of whether or not you think this is happening, I don't think this pushes me more to just to say that a Catwoman is happening. This is what's up, Zach? Zach Davenport's in the house. Says, didn't they block Yost on the worldwide license? Yes, they did. That's an interesting point of like, then the question would be, well, why didn't you let him distribute to North America or have any like ability to sell this in the States? Yeah, like then that like the question is there of like, well, does some other company who has a license? Are they going to be a competition for them if they were to sell in the States? So is Hot Toys going to do one? I think Hot Toys will probably do one eventually, but this doesn't really make me say like, oh, they're doing one for sure now versus what I thought a few days ago. That was really the main thing.
And we have to also look at the history of what Hot Toys has been making. So like,
go Batman.
What do they make over and over again? They continuously. I think there's a bigger chance that we get another version of Keaton Batman than necessarily some other characters from the movie. Because again, man, there must be something. There must be something in their sales that tell. Well, I'm just looking based on the history, man, and I'm always seeing Batman's getting done over and over and over and over again. I don't see that as much with like the villains or the other characters. And so that's all I'm trying to say is like, if they are going to make the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, this is something that's already been decided, like that's already ready to probably get shown. If they haven't started working on it yet, I don't know. It's not like the Joker, the Joaquin Phoenix Joker, where a new movie is coming out. So they want to kind of capitalize on that. Returns is not like actively in the conversation all the time. I mean, yes, there's an 85th anniversary, but it's not a movie that like you see a ton of collectibles for in general. So I wouldn't be shocked either way if they don't do it or they don't. But I would say if I had to get a percentage on it, I think there's a 75% chance they do it, just because it seems like when they see a direct competition, they're probably thinking like, well, we might as well just do it too. I mean, we can, we might as well just put our best foot forward and throw out a Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman. I don't know if they haven't made that figure yet, have they? Like in the past?
Who made that figure?
Has Hot Toys made a Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman yet?
Nope.
So that's what I'm saying. Why haven't they done it yet would be the reason I'd be like, I don't know if they're going to, This is interesting. Batman Collectors. I've heard conversation around Yost quickly pushing out his photos because potentially of Hot Toys dropping, hence the rush. It's also interesting because like
this is an interesting point because also like Yost says like he doesn't want to compete with Hot Toys. He wants to make the figures that Hot Toys isn't making. But then again, he also mentioned like he's kind of playing nice because he's like making his pitch. He doesn't want to compete, but at the same time, like if there's something that, you know, if they're going to deny him the license when he's pitching this to them based on his body of work, like there's going to come a point where he's not going to play nice and he's going to do what he wants figure wise. If that ends up becoming the case. So there's some just revolving things going around. Keith says Sideshow blocked them, not Hot Toys. Yeah, I think Hot Toys has, I could be wrong about this. My understanding though is that Hot Toys has global distribution rights with Warner Brothers. So like Hot Toys has like a global license to manufacture the figure, which means obviously they can give it to Sideshow, who's a North American distributor, but Yost didn't have the ability to distribute within North America, which technically, I guess, like the Sideshow North America distribution is Sideshow. So I don't know if that's Sideshow blocking them or Warner. I thought he said Warner Brothers said we're not, like they're not allowing him to distribute in North America. So yeah, definitely like it wasn't Hot Toys that blocked them. It definitely wasn't Hot Toys. But we got Nick's Collectibles in the house. What's up, pals? What's up, Nick? Thank you so much for being here, bro.
Yeah, the thing I want to.
So sorry, I was gonna say. So Clint says Hot Toys could have added any other piece to that base, but they chose they chose the cart. Or they chose the cat. I think he's saying.
I will agree.
That's what I'm saying. Like there's like you can, that's like that's the speculation that's happening, and I get it. I totally get it. You know, and they also probably like, I mean, what happened with this? The same exact thing happened with this, which always happens when another company shows anything. Hot Toys is quick to like, oh, we're gonna show an announcement of a figure around the same exact time. They show Jazzinc Catwoman, and then what happens? They do like they immediately announce this, right? So sorry, were you gonna say something?
No, I was just saying like that, like if I'm playing like the opposite of it and I just want to argue, I agree with what you're saying. There's probably a reason they have that accessory in there. But if I'm just playing the other side of it just for fun, that is an iconic image from Returns. Like that would, it makes sense for it to be on the base is what I guess what I'm trying to say without necessarily getting it. But you said it best. Like, why would they have an interchangeable thing of that and showing like, hey, remember Catwoman's in this, but we're not going to give you a figure of it. Like that wouldn't make much sense to me if they said like, hey, remember Catwoman? Well, you get to have it on the base, but we're not going to make a figure. I don't see that happening, you know?
Yeah, I think we're going to get one. Like I said, I think we're probably going to get one eventually, but I don't think it really pushes me to say like this is going to happen right now. But yeah, I don't know, man. Like I don't put anything past Hot Toys of like you said too. Like the other thing is with Artisan, like that Artisan Joker, Joaquin Phoenix Joker, dude. Like they could just do that at any point in time. So yeah, I'm kind of I don't know. It doesn't really change my mind too much as far as seeing the base, but I would say I probably feel like they're gonna eventually do one. He says Yost pushed out pics of Catwoman due to Eternal's announcement of their unlicensed version. Yes, I remember Yost did say this. Like Eternal announced their like third-party Catwoman, and then Yost was like, "Okay, like I'm gonna get my pictures out now so we can show like why you might want ours versus that one." I do remember him mentioning that. Eric Hankey says ready for Batman 22 Hot Toys version. That'd be cool. I know there's a lot of people that want it. That one I have the Jazzinc, so I wouldn't get the Hot Toys one. But I'm kind of surprised they didn't make that one. That car's badass, man. I love that. I love that car. Let's see here. Eric says 2025 for Catwoman. Zach says, how will they execute the whip? I want to have it mid crack. Strong wire in the whip, like in capes. Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be interesting to see how they do that.
I know that on the promo images for that Indiana Jones, they were able to achieve that in those images. So I'm assuming there's, I don't know how either. I think that that would definitely be I don't know, man. The final thing I'll say about it is this. Like, I think this looks phenomenal. I think that they're going to continue to make Batmans. I think this year is super interesting in collectibles in general because we do not have a ton of new releases to piggyback on. And I feel like once we get back to normal scheduled programming of a few shows a year, a few movies a year from Marvel, from DC, whatever, I feel like we're going to get back to like where they're pumping out a lot of stuff like that. Like we see it with the Ahsoka line. We see it when Mandalorian came out. I mean, that's what makes Star Wars interesting because you can bring out just a background alien of Star Wars and people are going to buy it up. Star Wars collecting is just different than Batman. Like Batman, people are going to collect Batman, but people that collect Batman aren't necessarily going to collect Catwoman too. Like that's kind of how I look at it. So I don't know how deep they're going to go with it. If we do get a Catwoman, I don't know how deep they're going to go with it or when we're going to get another one. You know what I'm saying? So it'll be interesting to see if they announce it.
It's also like, yeah, another thing is I was looking at like my Star Wars pre-orders because I was thinking about 2.0s and like reissues and stuff like that. And I was looking at my Star Wars pre-orders. I don't know like the exact, I didn't count like, I forget what the exact number was, but it was under 5 of my Star Wars pre-orders are like reissues or 2.0s. Like all the other stuff is stuff that has not been done yet. Which is why like Star Wars is just awesome to collect because they're always dropping like either new stuff or the 2.0s or the updates that they're doing are like very worthy of it. You know what I mean? So Star Wars just, man, just, like collecting Star Wars is awesome, man.
It's just always been like that. I mean, even when I was collecting like, and I'm not even talking 6 scale, I'm talking like anything Star Wars. The fan base for Star Wars, the people that collect Star Wars, it's a completionist collector. It's somebody who wants that character that showed up for 2 seconds. It's just different, man. Batman collecting, I know there's a lot of big Batman collectors out there, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I just know there's people that collect all the Batman, but like don't have the Anne Hathaway Catwoman or aren't going to get the Bane. Like it's more about the character as opposed to the IP. Safel says this with the head sculpt would be cool to see stand next to the Flash Keaton with its head sculpt on. Yeah, I think like D'Lo the collector brought this up of like taking this head sculpt and putting it like making like either getting Mars Toys Bruce like their Bruce Wayne and like putting the head sculpt on that body, or making like a Bruce. This I will probably like I'd want to make a Bruce Wayne out of this, for sure. Like also deluxe. Like are you going to pre-order this or do you think like you're going to, or are you going to wait? Like, what's your plan for this figure? Normally what I'll do is I'll just wait until I start noticing that it might be low in stock and then I'll jump on it. But yeah,
this one's going to go waitlist 100%. You already know that's going to happen.
Oh, it will for sure. And I'll get it pre-ordered before I get waitlisted on it. But, and I know some people are like, well, why don't you just pre-order it? I'm trying not to just pre-order everything I want. I try to like let it sit for a couple weeks, let the hype die down and then make a decision.
Yep. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing too. But I'm going to get this figure. Just a matter of, I guess, when I'm going to pre-order as well. I'm kind of in the same boat with you on that one. Probably go underground. Actually, I will for sure. If I get it, I'll go underground. Emmy Dice says Star Wars fans have a Kenner mindset, but dropping 300 on a character with no lines is a bit much. This is tough, man, because there's some characters in Star Wars, like we talked about when we were talking about the scum and villainy line. Like Star Wars is more than just characters with lines too. Like those characters are like that, like when you see that cantina scene for either the first time or even like anytime you watch the movie, like those aliens within Star Wars are like, so like they are like the gold standard when it comes to like that level of character design and alien design within a movie. They're so iconic. It sets the scene. It's what all these other like IPs try to replicate when it comes to that. You know what I mean? So like
especially with OT.
Yep, especially OT. So like you get an OT fan and then you get like Greedo, Ponda Baba, Dr. Abaz, and we talked about all those like in the past, but like there's gonna be people who want those. I want those. Brad says, next thing, did you ever pre-order Greedo? I did not pre-order Greedo, and I'm kind of taking a gamble on that because like the one example that comes to mind is that Sideshow Beetlejuice, man. I'm sorry, and I know Justin's getting this. That Sideshow Beetlejuice, when they showed like the in-hand like the in-hand figure from the prototype, man, and what they're charging, like what they're charging for it is, for me, like they just need to prove themselves more on Star Wars figures, and then maybe I'll like consider. But I didn't pre-order Greedo, didn't pre-order Ponda Baba. I am on the wait list for those through Sideshow. Will I do it if they convert? I don't know. And my guess is they're probably going to convert. I think they're probably going to convert, or there's going to be some way to get them based on how everything is right now. But I'm waiting. I'm waiting because like I want to make sure that those are actually good the way that they do it. They're definitely overpriced. I'll stick to my guns on that one. Like they are overpriced for what you're getting. And I know there's some logistical things as to why they're overpriced. Because Sideshow isn't as big as Hot Toys. They don't have like the ability to price their figures lower because they're smaller. So they have to price them a little bit higher based on the type of company they are. I get that kind of stuff. But at the same time, when you can get other things for a higher level of quality for a lower price, it's a really hard sell when you don't know what you're getting. And the Star Wars figures haven't been great lately. Like look at General Grievous. He can't even stand up. So it's like, you got to show me something as far as Star Wars when it comes to Sideshow, like really good quality before I'm going to buy those. That's kind of what I'm sticking to right now. But I'm very tempted. Like if this is a Hot Toys Greedo, I probably would have got it. Sideshow's got to prove to me like that they can get these right. And if they get them right, then I'll probably want to get them. You know, that's kind of where I'm at with them.
But I would also argue to be on the opposite end of that is, we talk about
yes, please.
Our collection. We're talking about our collections like being different. We talk about our collections holding value. We talk about all this different stuff. I will say, I know that they're a bit overpriced. I'm not going to be able to speak on that yet because the only Sideshow figure I have is the Michael Myers. I'm waiting to see how that Beetlejuice I'm waiting to give my opinion on it till I actually see it in hand and give my like actual opinion on the body and the articulation, all that stuff. But the fact that they're making those deep cut characters that Hot Toys may never make, and that you're able to get those in 6 scale for them to put with your OT. If you're like an OT collector or something, I do think there's some weight for that. Now, I'm not saying that it's warranted the price, but I will say if you're looking for like a unique piece to have in your collection and one that will, I think, hold its value over the long term, I really think those Star Wars characters that Sideshow's coming out with are going to hold their value very well, because I just don't see Hot Toys ever touching those characters.
Sure. And I think too, like you look at the price, and this is the thing, I would love to have all those characters, like the 5 that they teased and beyond that. But when you take that figure and it's going to be over $300 shipped out the door, and you buy 5 of those compared to if it's like $220 for 5 of them, it ends up being a significant amount more that you're paying when you go all in on those. You know what I mean? I think that's like that. It's just, I just am skeptical. Like this is like this right here. Thrawn's Office. After my experience with the Clone Wars Sideshow line, I'm comfortably out. I do hope they turn out great for people. And I want these figures to be good. Trust me, like if these figures are good and people are like, damn, these Sideshow Star Wars figures are awesome, like they're worth having in the collection, versus like the bodies on these figures are not good. The materials aren't great. They can't pose very well because the bodies aren't great. Like all that stuff to me is going to matter to an extent when you're paying this amount of money. You know what I mean? And OG fan says all the Clint Eastwood stand on their own. I think Scum and Villainy will as well. I hope so, because they do great with other figures. That's what I hear too, is like, yeah, like these Clint Eastwood figures, great figures. Like why did like the Star Wars ones go, like why do they have a bad rap? You know what I mean? I want them to do good. I want them to do good.
Yeah, and
like
I think
if they can do it, I'll probably want to get them.
Yeah, and I think that we're kind of answering our own questions about, we keep asking if they're going to do Catwoman, you know, and to a lesser degree, it's like when you wonder to yourself, like, man, why did they never make that character? Why did Hot Toys never make this character? We're basically answering that question. Like if Steve, a guy who collects majority of Star Wars stuff, and I'd argue is somewhat of a completionist with certain lines, not everything, but somewhat. If he's even skeptical about getting those characters that he can't get anywhere else, that kind of shows you that, like, that's probably why Hot Toys and stuff isn't touching them, because they're probably thinking in their market research or data research, like, yeah, nobody's going to pay 300 plus for a Greedo. Like Steve even said he would get a Hot Toys version, but you know, how many people are actually going to get that version of the character? Now you have Sideshow, who doesn't have that trust like Hot Toys has, same price point. And you got a big time Star Wars collector saying, I think I'm good. Even Thrawn in the chat, I think I'm good. Steve said it best. They have to prove to. I'll put it this way: if the Beetlejuice gets into me, or the David from Lost Boys, whichever comes first, and I'm not happy with the make of it or whatever, as much as I love the IPs, I'm not going to be spending 300 plus on those figures anymore. That's for sure. It's got to be to that quality for me to continue. I don't mind 30, 40 bucks if it's close, but if it's way off, then I can't do it. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So I just want, like, I'm like I said, I want these to be really good. If these are bangers, I will probably want to get them, and I'll probably get some of them. I don't know if I would get all of them. I want them to be great. Like I said, if this Greedo's like, damn, this is an awesome figure, I'll probably try to get it. I'll probably try to hunt it down. The only thing that sucks is like now the exclusives are gone. So the limited version, like the exclusive ones, I'm going to just try to hunt that down, but that'll be fun. That's fine. That's fine. You know what I mean? Those characters, I want those characters in my collection. Don't get me wrong, but I just gotta wait. Just gotta wait and see. Like this, after what happened with Sideshow 2.0 General Grievous, I'm out for Sideshow figures until I see them in collector's hands. So it's just some Sideshow bodies are trash. Multiple Sideshow figures and multiple crap bodies. There is no excuse when you collect these types of figures to have a figure cost that much and have a shit body on it. There is absolutely no excuse for that, like, at all. I don't care if it's like a couple more, like, it cannot be that much more expensive for them to get a better body on their figures. And if they're charging that money, they should be able to get it. You know what I mean? So it's just, that's just something that, like, there's no, could never say like, oh, well, this figure is $280. Like, oh, the body's not very good on it, but it doesn't really bother me all that much. No, that's, for me, that's not a passable thing for me. You know what I mean? I can let some things go. But when like the foundation of the figure is crap and the figure's like wobbly, no, thank you. Like, give it good posability. Like, it's just that's just would bother me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think it would go a long way if Sideshow gave, like, when they did the unboxing for the Beetlejuice and the David from Lost Boys, the presentation of that, now we're talking. Like, that as a collector, I'm thinking, okay, now I'm feeling like I'm getting more of a premium product. But as we've said, if the actual figure itself, and you'll be able to tell as soon as you hold it, like, you're going to be able to tell, like, oh shit. Okay,
yeah, this is a quality product, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I will say about Hot Toys. Even if I don't think the sculpt is great, or even if I don't think this or that, anytime I've opened up a Hot Toys figure, it feels like premium, you know, at least for me. Like, even the Avatar figures had some issues with like some of the joints, all that stuff. But I mean, that thing's heavy, man. That thing's painted really well. It feels like a premium collectible. And if Sideshow can get their act together with that, I've said it before, like, they have a really good chance to kind of cut their little corner of the market out for themselves. But this is their chance to do it. If these land with a dud, dude, they're really going to be hurting in the future, because this is their chance to really say, hey guys, we've improved. We got all these cool IPs. We're giving you Beetlejuice. We're giving you Lost Boys. Giving you It. We're giving you deep Star Wars characters. But it's got to be a banger, like Steve said, because if not, then we're going to wonder, well, why are we getting this for the same price as a Hot Toy, or, you know, whatever. So I'm rooting for them too. I think we're all in agreement. We want them to do well, because that would be just more cool figures for us. So hopefully they get their act together with that.
Thrones off says lesser quality is a passable thing if you're creating a Cantina diorama with these. The sculpts are strong enough to get away with it. No, Thrawn's office, it is not passable. I'm just kidding, but I actually do disagree. Like, I think like, I know that they're just like kind of diorama, like, and kind of background characters, but like, it's the price. You know what I mean? If this price was a lot lower and this was a background character, I would be like, if it's like $210, $220, okay, maybe like, oh, this body isn't the greatest, he's gonna serve as a background character. That's a little bit different. But like, when you're charging that much and you can get a similar product, like, obviously I'm comparing it to Hot Toys, and people would say like, well, you shouldn't compare the two companies because Hot Toys is this, Sideshow is that. Well, once you hit that same price point, it's a comparison. Like, the money is what's talking at that point. So if you're going to have the same price, you know, it should be a comparison between the another 6 scale company. You know what I mean? So,
and if you're
going to charge the price,
IP.
yeah, and you're sharing the same IP, you're sharing the same price. That's a really good point. Like, I expect quality at that price. You know what I mean? So I just don't feel like they should undercut it, you know?
Yeah, because we see what happens with Star Wars. We see what happens with all these figures that come out from Hasbro and all these stuff. Like that's why so many people ended up leaving the Black Series, and why people ended up leaving. Because though the price kept going up, but the quality kept going down. So if Sideshow continues to up the price, but the quality stays the same, that's a huge problem. If they were still coming in, if these figures are coming in at like $225, $230, I think Steve would easily grab the Greedo. But yeah, now it's 300 plus. And if you feel like you're not getting your money's worth, because this is a lot of money we're spending on this stuff, man. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, I don't think it's too much to ask when we're spending money on like a premium collectible to get
it should be premium
collectible.
Yeah, exactly. We got Darth Malgus for Emperor in the house this evening, gents. What is up, dude? Thanks so much for being here. And then I wanted to get to this comment, OG fan, when Star Wars was just Star Wars. Wait, so you'll customize the Hot Toys Batman for an additional $400 but not get a character you love? I'm perplexed. If Hot Toys is so good, why customize? This is a really good point too, of like, and I don't really get too deep into I haven't really customized things. Like the one thing I did is I got a new collar for the Hot Toys Batman, a wider collar. And then I just customized recently a Nightmare Batman. I got like the Topo coat for the Nightmare Batman. I don't do too much customizing. I don't think it's a matter of like this, and trust me, like I know you're obviously a huge Star Wars fan. I'm like a huge Star Wars fan too, like basically my whole entire life. And as much as, like I said, it's not so much about getting the character that I love. I just want if it's a character that I love, I just want I want to get those characters, but I want a quality product. That's really just it. You know what I mean? But yeah, if Hot Toys is so good, why customize? For me, usually the majority, I haven't really done too much customization. I haven't done too much customization for my figures. Most of the time, Hot Toys quality is good enough for me, where I don't feel like I got to change a lot of things. I don't really like customizing. I'm usually like, I'm good. I don't really want to go that route. So yeah, I want these figures. Like I do want to get, get these figures. It's just, I just want the price to match the quality is all. That's really it.
And I think a lot of times people that do custom work, and I know nothing about that world of like people that do custom stuff. I really respect it. I just have no clue about it because I've not entered in that. Like I haven't bought any custom anything. Well, I can't speak intelligently on that. But just based on when I see people sharing their photos, I think some people enjoy just like tinkering with stuff. Like they enjoy bringing their own version of it because they think, hey, I can turn this thing that's good into something great, and I want to kind of create something cool. Like I think that has something to do with it as well. I see that a lot with like the masks behind me, the Trick or Treat Studios mask. A lot of people rehaul these masks and then sell them, or they'll like rehaul them for themselves. I personally, I'm kind of in that boat of like, I don't want to spend another figure amount to get something looking the way it is. If it's not looking the way I want it to right out of the box, I'm not getting it, period. And I know I got the DX19, but I didn't have as much issue with, even though I don't think that figure's perfect, the cape and stuff. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it still looks like Christian Bale Batman on my shelf.
Yeah, for a lot of people, it's serviceable. Other people are like a little bit more picky, which is fine. You know, some people want like really nice drape capes. They want it to look a little bit more accurate, which is fine. Exactly. It's really all, and a lot of it, like I said, a lot of that too comes down to like value proposition, right? Like, this is the quality you're getting. Are you good with it? Yes. Are you good with it? No. Maybe you're going to make it a little bit better by adding in some type of custom thing. How much money you're willing to spend, that's going to vary per person. Thronzoff says, yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying from a certain point of view. For the right collector and display, it's no use crying overpaying for these. Yeah, and I wouldn't say like, some people probably like aren't gonna, I feel like for me, if I'm buying these, how can I say this? I guess like crying about overpaying. If you're buying it, you're probably okay with the price at that point. Like I can see people buying it and being like, this is like a little bit more overpriced than I want, but I'm okay paying for it because I want the character, which is fine. This is exactly what I mean. Like I agree. I like how you agree they're overpriced. I love this comment by OG fan. Obi-Wan is always right. But
wasn't right about Anakin.
OG fan says, I agree that I would like Sideshow figures to be 200, but this game went plumb crazy with art, and a rising tide lifts all boats. This is another problem. You're absolutely right. Like this is another part of this whole thing of art coming in, boom, this is our price point. Hot Toys going, hey, now we can make artisan figures and match that price point or go a little bit above it. And then, oh, now all of our figures are in price are going to go slightly up. And then now Sideshow saying, oh, we have the perfect market opportunity right now to drop this scum and villainy line. Let's make our figures 275, 280, what have you for the price. You know what I mean? So they're getting in on that because they know that they're going to sell them. And then what else are they doing? Ooh, we're going to slap a limited on a couple of these to give limited accessories for a limited amount of time because we know we're going to sell a lot of them during that time period. Right. So I get it. They're playing the game. It's a good marketing strategy. I totally get it. So I think you're right about this. And trust me, like I said, I want these figures, man. Like I want these, like if I could get all the scum and villainy, I would love to get all those figures. I am just a little hesitant to pull the trigger just because I want to make sure that they have that they're good quality. That's really it. The price, this is another thing. If people get this and that like they're like, damn, like this 280 worth it because like it's good quality, great. That's what I want. You know what I want? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's a lot of times where Hot
no
Toys
FOMO when you dopo. That's right, man. And listen, I actually almost pre-ordered Greedo. I went on my phone to look at it, and I thought that it was a day. Like when I looked at the timer that was remaining, I thought it was like a day later. And I looked at my phone and it said join waitlist. So I was like, I missed it. So I wasn't keeping a close enough eye on it. And I think that kind of speaks to the fact too, like if I really wanted to pre-order it right away, I would have, but now this is going to be kind of like a fun little journey that I'm going to go on to see what happens with these like Sideshow figures. I will, if my waitlist converts on Greedo's the one that I'm kind of like, okay, he's one that I would maybe, if there's one I'm going to test the waters on getting and paying this price, it'd be Greedo, but I'm probably just going to wait, probably just going to wait. But it was tough, man. It was really tough for me. This was one that was really hard for me to avoid getting. So
yeah, and I think that Hot Toys also does throw in like a base, even though they reuse a lot of this stuff. They make it look new enough to where it's like, hey, look at this new base. Look at this. These different accessories. Look at this USB plugin. They're at least kind of giving you some stuff to at least kind of make you think you're getting a better deal. That's what Sideshow really needs to do. And that's why I was so excited when I saw that VHS box art for the Lost Boys figure. I was like, okay, this is a step in the right direction. Like, start making this stuff feel fun.
Give us cool stuff. Yeah,
exactly. That's what I'm saying. But like, they're not coming with enough stuff.
And like another thing is like, just put a little bit more effort into your base. Like, stop giving us this black hexagon that you've been doing. That's on the same one that's on the ones from years and years and years ago. You know what I mean? I want to get to a comment back here that Tristan brought up, because I know people were talking about like whether or not somebody has lines and stuff. Tristan said Darth Maul has very little dialogue. He's one of the most iconic characters in cinema. He is. And then once they put him in Clone Wars, he was even better.
Yeah, but
now you can get the Bruce Wayne, Steve.
And Tristan, I agree, Tristan. But like the marketing for Phantom Menace had Darth Maul all over it. Like the characters I'm talking about are literally characters that only people that have probably seen A New Hope 50 times even recognize are in the movie. And Star Wars collectors want that character. They want like the fifth background actor on a scene that you can barely see in the frame. They're like, hey, that guy looks cool. So like Maul to me, like I get what you're saying, but Maul to me, like they marketed the hell out of Maul for Phantom Menace. Like I'm talking about characters that like Star Wars fans go super deep into the lines, man.
Ash Chase says, go pop culture, put US then Australia then, Australian price versus US. Oh man, it's tough, dude. The exchange rate definitely works in our favor right now. Keith says the Sideshow base and stand has more details underneath of it than on top. Just like, yeah, like it'd be nice if they just put a little bit more effort. And then you saw like the Beetlejuice, Sideshow Beetlejuice, what you're paying, and then the Hot Toys Beetlejuice, what you're getting for, like with what you're paying, 2 head sculpts, a tombstone. Like, it's just like the value there. It's just it all comes down to value. It all just comes down to like value and stuff. And I just didn't feel comfortable paying that price yet. We'll see if they change my mind. And honestly, I'm hoping they change my mind, dude. I would love to have Scum and Villainy in my collection, but I just want them to be good figures. Thrones off says, Justin, I'd say most people want those characters because they went deep as fuck with the old school figures. So that's where a lot of the nostalgia comes from, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I'm saying. Star Wars was it was a perfect storm of a movie came out. They were kind of the first toy that came out that like you really felt like you had to get an entire line. Like it was just different. So I'm not disagreeing with that at all because you don't get the same thing with the new movies. But that's all I'm saying though, is that, you know, for Star Wars fans to be saying that they don't think Sideshow is putting out a good enough product to get a character like Greedo, like somebody who's like in an iconic scene, I think goes to show that Sideshow really needs to figure that out because they could be doing really well in that part of the market. They could offer us really deep line characters, but if they don't give us the value proposition like Steve's been talking about, man, they're just gonna like nobody's gonna buy it. And then it's back to the same old like
that's
stuff.
If word gets out like these are mediocre and they're not good quality figures, like that's gonna not be a good thing overall. You know what I mean? But Sideshow's also been like hitting lately with some of these like Clint Eastwood figures and stuff. So we'll see.
But that's what I'm saying. It's easier to spend $300 on a Clint Eastwood figure. Like that to me is marketed towards a different collector than the Star Wars villainy line. Like somebody could go get like a Clint Eastwood collector is going to go buy that. And that might be the only 6 scale figure they ever have in their collection. The villainy line is for somebody you're their perfect audience, Steve. Like they want you, they were thinking of you.
Oh yeah. Like I want these,
you know what
man.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I absolutely want these, you know?
Yeah.
Batman Collectible says, I'm perfectly fine with 89 2.0 while other people can't stop hating on it. Yeah. A lot of people don't like the figure. I understand being selected for the price. I'm also the type, if you don't like it, go make it yourself. This is also honestly a fair point. You know what I mean? Like this shit's probably hard to make is my guess. It's hard to make a figure like this. So that's fair too. You know, some people are like, I'll just, you know, I'm going to pay it because of that reason, which is fair.
And just decide with your wallet at the end of the day. Like Steve's deciding with his wallet, he doesn't think the Sideshow Star Wars stuff is good right now,
man.
But it might be later. Yeah.
Yep, it's tough. We got Collector Joey in the house, good friend and channel member. What's up, dude? He says, yo, good friends. Can't wait to meet him in New York in a few weeks as well. Thank you for being here, bro. Valkyrie says, I agree. Scum and Villainy line looks cool. Not sure about Sideshow bodies. Wrong. The Clint Eastwood figures are marketed to the same people, 50-plus-year-old boys. That's really it. But thank you guys for the comments on that. OG fan, Thrawn, all you guys who made some good points about it's good to talk about these things, have some dialogue about it to help inform your decisions, you know. So I think it's just important, and like it's just it's expensive, man. It's expensive, and like I said, I just want to get a quality product. I will say, dude, if Greedo, like I said, if they come out and they're really good, it's gonna be really tough for me to resist that, man. It's gonna be really, really tough. But now I'm kind of like, am I gonna have to pay aftermarket price for it? That's gonna be rough.
Well, and this is what I'm talking about too. This is what I'm talking about too with the marketing. Like marketing is a lot deeper than just, oh, I'm gonna market to a 6-scale collector. Like, dude, like I have no interest in the Scum and Villainy line, but I'll definitely buy like a Incredible Vader that comes out or something. So that's what I'm saying with those Clint Eastwood, with any type of thing. Like Clint Eastwood, it's like that Prince, or not that Prince, but the Michael Jackson figure from InArt. Like that is a different, not saying that there's not crossover, but they're going after people that are Michael Jackson collectors as well. That's a way to kind of get another buyer. I say it with Disney all the time. Disney collectors are just different than other collectors. Star Wars collectors are different than other collectors. Like what they collect is different. So that's all I'm kind of saying, but there definitely is crossover.
Yeah, Tristan says, I agree with you, Justin. Great point, but some Star Wars characters are iconic with their presence alone. Look at Enoch, low dialogue, epic appearance. Yeah, Star Wars is known for having background characters that really fill in your collection really well. You know what I mean? Yeah, for sure. That's for, unless they kill him off like Plasma. I don't think he means Phasma, but I will give up on Star Wars for good. Hopefully Enoch will develop a little bit. I'm very curious to see like who he is.
But if not, that's okay too. Sometimes I think you don't need to develop a character. Like just make him look cool. Like that Boba Fett got by for like 30 years with nobody knowing what the hell he was about. And then the more they explained Boba Fett, the less cool he got. You know, you were kind of like, oh,
bro.
100%, you know, it's true.
Cool. Boba Fett's still cool.
Boba Fett's still cool, but he's less cool than he was when you didn't know anything about him.
very mysterious at the time.
Yeah.
So Justin, are you gonna get deluxe if you get this figure, or inevitably when you get the figure?
Yeah, for this one, I'm going standard a lot more, but for this one, I'm definitely gonna go
Bob
deluxe.
the Goon, baby. Yeah, deluxe. I feel like deluxe. This is kind of a no-brainer, deluxe, unless you're getting two. But
Because
even then,
even then,
I would probably just get a second one and sell the head sculpt. Like on one of them, you know what I mean? Like get two deluxe, maybe sell the head sculpt on one of them.
that's the thing, and that's what I'll agree with a lot of people on. They've been trying to tell me, like, you know, man, you wouldn't, because I was like, man, we need to get a Ryan Reynolds head sculpt, and I think I was talking to Connor, Hot Toys Hotline. He's like, dude, we would never put it on. And the more I totally dismissed that when I was talking to him, but the more I think about it, it's like, dude, it would be hard to go with that sculpt over the cowl look with how damn good that cowl looks, you know? So that is kind of a tricky thing.
I also love this cowl that it comes with, the deluxe. Like you get the base, you get this. Like it's for me, it's a no-brainer. But I just want to also go to like the just real quick. You know, I left this up when we were talking. But I want to go to this version, the standard version, which you get like this square base. If you got room for the diorama base, I go deluxe.
Yeah, for the sculpt alone, man, like that's when a deluxe really is a must-have for me. Like you said, Steve, even if you're not really thinking you're going to use it, you could always sell that off, and people might just want to buy it, just the head sculpt. But yeah, dude, this deluxe is a really good, you know, I say good value, but compared to what else we're getting a new sculpt, getting that diorama base, I like the deluxe option here as well.
Yeah, I'll get deluxe. Let's move on to this real quick. Let me get to some comments. Valkyrie says a nice pull head sculpt would be cool, Justin.
100%. I agree. It was just, if you had one Deadpool in your collection, this is what kind of Connor was talking about. If you just have one Deadpool, would you go with a Ryan Reynolds sculpt over the Deadpool mask? And that's a tough question to answer, you know, like if you just have one. So
Collection Obsession says, what do you think of Hot Toys including the 66 Batmobile in their latest Facebook post, Batman 85? Oh yeah, in the latest Facebook Batman 85 photos. I feel like they were just trolling the 66 Batman collectors. Yeah, it's very interesting they included that. And I know some people are now calling for it to be actually made. So I don't know. We'll see. I
think some of it
one is very cool.
I think some of it too is like these subtle like reminders as well of like, hey, if we want, we can do Batman 1966 too. Like I do think there's something to that. I think it's like a reminder of like, hey, don't forget that, you know, I know you're wanting to buy this Catwoman right now, but don't forget, we might announce one in a couple weeks. You might want to hold off. You might not want to give up that NRD. So
Tristan says, I don't know if you guys own a Deadpool figure. I do not. I'm waiting for the movie one to come out, but his eyes are interchangeable with expressions. Would you rather have those or a Ryan Reynolds sculpt? Really, they should give us both. I don't even think this should be an either or. Those eyes are easy to do. Like, I can't imagine those are really hard to make.
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like they shouldn't just swap those for the other one. But, I mean, it'd be nice to have a head sculpt. Thrones off says, I'd rather the mask look and swap out the eyes for different expressions. He likes those. I just feel like that's an easy thing. Yeah, both. I think both are warranted. Like, you shouldn't have to do one or the other. But, Justin, let's talk about this Jazzinc Catwoman. So, Jazzinc, the tentative date for these to go up for pre-order is the end of September. September 30th, I believe, is the tentative date for these to go up for pre-order. There are 5 total SKUs. So, you have a standard version of the clean version and the battle damage. You have a deluxe version with 3 head sculpts for the clean and the battle damage. And then you have a like ultimate 2-pack where you get 3 head sculpts, clean, battle damage, and then you also get the Hell Here diorama with the background and the window and all that stuff. So 5 SKUs. I'm pretty sure I got that right. Before we get into this, I just want to end the poll. 40 votes. If you could choose only one, Hot Toys 89 Batman or Batman Returns. 47% said 89. And then, what was it? 47 and, oh, damn it disappeared. There it is. 47, 89, 52% returns. So it was almost 50-50.
Wow.
It was almost
Nice.
split. Pretty close. Safel says, do we have a final price for all the SKUs? No, there's no pricing. His goal is to have the standard be around 300 USD for each of the standard ones with just a single head sculpt. And MB Dice says, where do we have to order this from? So this is not going to be made available like worldwide, obviously, like we had talked about. If you want to get this, you're going to have to either get it from 1/6 Kit or Spec Fiction. Those are basically going to be your two options. I forget if there's, I mean, I'm sure you're going to have the option to order from some other resellers, but it's basically going to be resellers. But I know those are two of the big ones, Kit and Spec Fiction. I'm probably going to go 1/6 Kit for this figure. But I want to see the final price. I got to get the final price for this. Tristan, I agree both. It's just a question. Don't shoot the messenger. Damn you, Tristan. But Justin, are you going to pre-order one of these? Knowing what you know about all the SKUs, like, are you going to pre-order one of these? What's your thought on this?
My first thought is it looks amazing.
This is badass, dude. This with the diorama is sick, man.
Yeah, and I got to get a little bit better too of like discussing this type of stuff like on my channel as well, because this is the first time I've actually discussed this like on stream or on video or anything, but it looks really damn good. And I think I tuned into that interview y'all were doing, and I commented, like, you know, kind of made some comments about the tongue. There it is, because, you know, I kind of was giving Joey a hard time because it's like, man, when are we going to get that tongue base, or I mean that tongue interchangeable or whatever? So I love cool. that. Yeah, I do. I think it looks great. What I will say is this, though. I don't know if I'm pre-ordering it yet. Do these usually go pretty quick? I don't have much experience getting a Jazzinc.
You're going to have time. You're going to have time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as of right now, my answer
is no
yes.
Jazzinc. There's no Jazzinc figures. The only one that he really did was the Vulture from Spider-Man. So like this is his first 1/6
vehicles, right?
Like, well, this is essentially like his first like 1/6. Well, I guess the Vulture, if you count that as 1/6, but this is like his first like going to have like a figure that's not the Vulture.
Gotcha.
So this is like his first entry kind of into I would say like kind of in that realm if you exclude the Vulture. But yeah, so it's not going to be, I think the pre-orders are going to start in September, but then I think what's going to happen is, I don't know if he's going to like take orders for a certain amount of time. My guess is there's going to be a pre-order window, kind of like he does for the vehicles, where it's like, hey, this is how many, but I don't know how he's going to work with retailers on that. Like if he says like, okay, Kit, I'm going to give you, this is not real, but like 500 of this, 500 of this, like of all the SKUs, like who knows how he's going to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but my guess is that it's going to be relatively easy to get. I don't think it's not like it's just going to sell out in a day. But also, yeah, Kit is the man. Also, you can use code sneaker in all caps to get $10 off your order. It's a one-time use code on 1/6 Kit. So yeah, use code sneaker. And then he said, I actually just had a great experience with Spec 2. I've had fine experiences with Spec Fiction. I am just still waiting on my NR Batman, and I know other people are as well, but like it just takes a while, man. That's just the downside. That's NR as well, who's part of that, but it's just been very, very slow, unfortunately. But okay, Justin, I'm sorry. Oh man, this is awesome, son of a. I didn't know Ash was in. I know he brought up like the Australian price, but dude, I didn't know you were in Australia. That's awesome. Thank you for tuning in all the way from Australia. I know you're always in the show, but I did not know that, so that's awesome.
But yeah, I think for me, it's like as of right now, I want to say yes because it is officially licensed. It is looking amazing, but I will say I hate to say it, but you know, I just kind of answered my own question in my head because I was thinking like, man, this would look great with that Returns 2.0, and I just assume that Hot Toys is probably thinking the same thing, like. If we're selling the shoe. So again, I'm saying I'm getting it now. I'm going to be totally transparent. Like I'm going to kind of wait to see if Hot Toys announces something like say the pre-orders went up for this tomorrow and there was a window of like 2 weeks. If I'm just being transparent, I'm probably going to at least wait to see if Hot Toys drops something before that pre-order window closes. With that said, this looks phenomenal. And I love, you could just tell there's a lot of care that's going into this. You know, I really like the different options. I like the diorama base. This truly feels like this is the kind of diorama bases I always talk about. I want. It's like scene specific.
This is very cool.
It really is, man. And so I just don't want to be up here and be like, yeah, I'm for sure getting it. And then Hot Toys drop something. I'm like, damn it. Now I got to go back and say I'm getting the hot. So I'm going to wait and see. But if this is the only way we can get this character, then 100% I'm getting it.
Yeah. And this is a really good point that I was talking about on Wednesday. As Safel brings up, if Hot Toys makes this, guaranteed it's all flaking pleather. Because we were talking about, D-Lo brought up a few different like kind of what if scenarios we were playing. And I said like, so let's say Jazzinc turns out to be a good figure, like an 8 out of 10 figure, like great figure. And we know that this material is durable and it's not going to flake. And then Hot Toys announces theirs and the entire suit is pleather. Like, what figure are you going to go with? Are you going to go with Hot Toys? That's a full pleather suit. Or are you going to go with this one that we know is a more durable material? It's a tough question. Like, it's a tough one to answer. You know what I mean? Like Yost has talked a lot about how he's trying to make this material durable to where it's not just going to it's not going to flake. It's going to last over time. And the battle damage, because the battle damage, you have to have, you have to slice the material. So it can't be pleather, because if you slice it, the pleather is just going to continue to rip and it's going to deteriorate from there, basically, once it's got a slice in it. So with this material, you can slice it and it will still kind of maintain, the integrity of the material. And then the stitching isn't like actual stitching. So like the white, all this that you see on her outfit, this is all screen printed, I believe. Or 3D. I don't know if he said I forget what, I thought he said they're screen printed on there, or there's some type of printing that they do, but they're not stitched in there, because then that would make it really difficult for the, for the suit. But yeah, I think this is a good point. Like, if it's a full pleather from Hot Toys, which that's what they've been doing. And Justin, you can speak to the Catwoman, right?
Yeah.
With that figure, you got to be really careful. And I know so many people who got that figure and right out of the box, it was damaged. It's just kind of crazy, when it comes to that, but safely. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, and I think Collectibles, I have a feeling Inart and J&D will make this Catwoman too. It's going to be very interesting. Yeah. I wonder if everybody feels like with Batman stuff, they just jump on the bandwagon. We got Darth Malik's missing lower jaw. Sorry, Justin. I'll get to you in a second. I know. No,
this is a good question, and I want to know this as well.
What's up, man? Thanks so much for being here. Darth Malik's missing lower jaw. I just love saying the name. Such a great name. But thank you so much for being here. Do we know what material Jazzinc is using? I forget what it is. I don't know what the material is, but it's not leather, because the leather material was too rigid. It didn't really allow for good posability, and it's not pleather. So it's some type of synthetic something. I don't know exactly what it is. I forget if he named the exact material of it, but like I said, he's aiming for it to be durable to where it's not going to tear, and it's not just going to ruin the suit from posing it. But sorry, Justin, were you going to say something?
No, that's a great question. I was actually pretty curious about that as well.
I forget exactly what it is.
My thing is this: the new Vader has that new nylon material, right? The new Mythos kind of one.
Yep.
If I'm Hot Toys and I'm making this figure, and I have that technology at my disposal, and it's a character that I know that we're probably not going to make. The thing with Vader is they can release a pleather Vader, it's going to sell out, and they can keep hiding stuff from us until, hey, this one's got this now, this one's got this. For this character, I would assume they would probably just pull out all the stops for it, make it as good as they can make it, because again, I think all the other companies will maybe make it as well. So I guess my answer is I don't know what the cost is going to be. I don't know how long these take. I have no history with Jazzinc stuff. If I did,
sure,
it'd be an easy decision. I know people have a really good, they love Jazzinc stuff because they've been collecting it for a long time. Me, I'm new to it, so it's hard for me to answer that.
Yep. Yeah, it's I could also see this being a Black Widow artisan situation where it's we have a magnetic base. And then being Catwoman dropping it and being newly developed durable suit material, and them doing something like that. You know what I mean? I could totally see that on one of their photos, newly developed suit technology or something on there. That's oh, now we're using something different, which I would think it would be nylon. But yeah, it's I don't know, man. But if I don't know. It's tough because this is a situation where if Hot Toys does it, there's gonna be a lot of collectors who are just automatically gonna go Hot Toys. You know, we just talked about it like Hot Toys versus Sideshow. Like we don't know the quality. We don't know the full quality that we're gonna get with this figure yet. So it's a gamble. This is like it's somewhat of a gamble. And if it's anything, I'm hoping if it's anything like kind of how he does with his vehicles, like he's really invested in the really fine details. And it seems like he has, based on what he says and like how they are developing the figure. He's got everything in order as far as like all of his suppliers for different aspects of the figure and stuff. So it sounds like it's gonna work out, but you just never know. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like that's the thing. And I guess I'm a good person to ask because I don't have a connection with any Jazzinc products. So I don't have that like ingrained, like,
sure.
Hey, I've had great experiences with this company and I'm going to get whatever they put out. So for me,
this is new. This is new, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For me, and again, man, we're creatures of habit at the end of the day. So like if Hot Toys announces this week and I can put my pre-order up on Sideshow or through Underground or wherever, that's just so much easier than doing all this other stuff. And again, I hate that because I know that 1/6 Kid, I know these dudes do a great job, but it's just, if whatever's easier for people to buy to you know, they always call it like with Mark, like make it, you know, all these things where you have to go through 5 different web pages to get to the purchase button. Make the purchase button like immediate for people. That's kind of what I look at with like, even like with InArt, like me having to pre-order the InArt Harry Potter stuff. There's something to be said about the simplicity of, hey, I know what to expect. I order this from Underground. I order this from Sideshow. I know the window of time I'm going to get it in. I kind of know what to expect. So again, I know that Jazzinc's trying to do that, build that brand reputation with the consumer. So I'm curious, but it's one of those things where I do want to see how this looks in hand and see what people I trust say about it. You know, people that do really good reviews or really good takes on stuff. I want to kind of hear what they have to say before I fully commit to this version.
Sure.
You know?
Sure. Yep. Ash Chase says, yes, I'm in Australia. That's why I say it's Monday, not Sunday. Well, in America, we're getting rid of those Sunday scaries, but in other countries, we're getting rid of those Monday nightmares, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Thanks for being here, bro. Honest Hansel says, shout out to Renz Tolentino for that one. He says, help me get rid of my Monday nightmares. Honest Hansel says Hot Toys should use the same material as Black Suit Spider-Man video game. I don't know, like that's a good material too. I feel like that's a good one. Let me see here. Sorry, I'm a little behind in the chat, but Jeffrey says I think the suit is made out of the same material from the movie. I don't think it's I thought I heard him say it's not the same material because like she had to be like vacuum sealed into the suit, and then the suit would only last like a limited amount of takes before they would have to like basically redo it. So I don't think it was like a durable enough material. I don't know exactly what he said about this though. Thrawn's off says, Justin, you're a great person to ask anything.
Hey man, thanks, dude.
Eric Hanky says, what if they do Artisan Catwoman Hot Toys? They could. This is the only thing is if they go this route, then they better do a sculpted. I think that's the only other thing is like you better come out with a sculpted version too. But also I could, and this is where it's tricky because like, is Hot Toys going to do a battle damage version of this figure? Would they match and do a battle damage? Battle damage, I feel like going battle damage is probably you're safe going battle damage with Jazzinc. I don't think Hot Toys is going to like have this figure and then tear up the suit. You know, I could see them doing a clean version. I could also see them doing a clean version like this, where you don't really even have to do anything with hair. You know, like this seems more simple if you have it like this and you don't have to do any hair. That I feel like makes it much easier.
And let's be honest, Steve, Hot Toys doesn't have to do all this. Like that's the difference. Like Jazzinc, these companies that are trying to like, you know, I don't even want to say like necessarily compete really, but just by nature, you're competing if you're potentially having the same figure, same IP, but like that's what they want to get to is that brand reputation. And it's kind of like Nike or, you know, anything like that. Like Nike doesn't have to show you like, hey, it's made out of this material, this material, this material. It's like, hey, it's Nike. Like Hot Toys is that. It's like, hey, it's a Hot Toys. Like, you know what to expect. You've been collecting it for a decade. You know what to expect from us. And so that's what I'm saying. Like, you're probably right. Like, they're probably not going to pull out all the stops because they really don't need to sell it, you know? Whereas Jazzinc's got to really kind of show, like, really prove to people, like, hey, this is a serious figure. Like, we're putting all of our resources into this. We want it to be the best version possible, and that's what gets people excited to go with that version. So sadly, it's Hot Toys could just kind of give us whatever, and we'd just be like, oh, it's Hot Toys, man. It's easy. I trust Hot Toys. I know Hot Toys. I'm gonna just get the Hot Toys. Might not even
Hot
be
Toys
near
is
as good as
king.
this. Yeah, I mean, it's just the way it is. It's kind of,
Well, yeah, they have brand loyalty and a lot of history. You know what I mean? It's just like anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like anything
but this
else.
looks great. This looks great. This picture right here looks amazing, man.
This hair looks dope, dude.
Just based on the pictures, I'm just gonna say, like, just because I'm not saying I'm gonna get it, just yet, like, it looks phenomenal. Like, I'm really excited about this. This looks really good.
Looking to see if there were any other photos that were in here of the head sculpts. I thought he had more. Oh, right here. Yeah. These are kind of like,
dude, that looks really good.
Brought up in the past, but there's some other photos he has shared, but because he wasn't first certain on what head sculpts he was going to go with. There's like a few different ones. I can't find the photos, but
can you go back to that real quick? Because I want to point something out that I feel like
this I think is an older photo. So this was back in August. So there's new updated head sculpt photos of this, but sorry, go ahead.
Well, even better if they're, because I was about to compliment this quite a bit. Like, so
yeah, there's I forget here. You know what? Hold on. Let me see if I can, let me see if I can find some stuff here, but I'll see if I can find some more photos. I don't know if I'll be able to. Hold on one second. I'll see if I can find any of the new photos. Oh, here's some. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Give me a second. I just got to pull this up. Actually, we may have already talked about this. No, this is similar. I can't find it, but sorry about that. Can you still hear me, Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I can't find the exact things, but there's another one, like, I don't know if you saw where it was like uh-oh. There we go. Okay. Something wasn't working right. Something was not working right. There was another one where it's like 4 head sculpts in a row, and it's like
I've seen that.
Remember that one? You know what I'm talking about? He's trying to decide which ones which ones.
Yeah, we all want tone.
Yeah. I could try to find it if you. Well, I don't have to.
No,
it's getting. Just
late, go to the one before this real quick. Can you zoom in on that?
This one? Sure.
The face. Yeah. So I just want to point out something, because I have been collecting long enough to where I can speak on this a little bit. We don't need to take this type of sculpt for granted. Like, I know we're talking. I know I just got done saying like all that, but like I really do see Michelle Pfeiffer in just about every single angle on the sculpt. So I just wanted to point that out, because that, for me, that's the most important thing for me. Like, more than body, more than articulation, more than accessories, whatever. If the sculpt is a 10 out of 10, I'm honestly going to forgive a lot of other stuff, even material on the suit. Like, that's my favorite thing about a figure, is like showing me the realistic portrayal of the actor or the character.
So you can also see right here, you see this tear.
Yes.
So like, that's what I mean. Like, this is like a different type of material as far as like it being, if it was pleather, this would just like continue to just degrade and spread out, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. And in this version of the character right here, like I said, the really like it's hard to do open mouth stuff is kind of what I was going to get at. Like, open mouth stuff is really difficult. So this, again, and I know it's just a picture, but I know I've talked about Hot Toys, so I just want to give some credit here to the work being done on this sculpt. Like, Hot Toys is killing it with their sculpts, but this sculpt is really, really good.
Yeah, it's strong.
I'd be interested to see, and that's why I kind of want to see Hot Toys come out with one, because I want to see, like, that's where my eyes are going to go first.
What they could do.
That sculpt. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think another point, like he says, let's be honest, the Jazzinc Vulture came out only okay. Yeah, I don't really know much about that, much about that project that they did for this, but I think another thing too with this is it's because it's licensed in everywhere but North America. He had to go through, like, everything that he's doing has to be approved by Warner Brothers. So they have to like approve what all this looks like before he can finalize it. So there's a lot of that going back and forth. So I feel like that's always important. Like when the company themselves have to kind of like approve the likeness of something, it's good. With that being said, Hot Toys has come out with a lot of Batman figures that don't really have the greatest accuracies when it comes to some stuff, and they've still approved it. So take that for what you will. Thrones off says, to Justin's point, I'm exactly that guy. I'm happy my little Hot Toy security blanket. They make more than enough to keep me occupied. That's fair. Meow. That is fair for sure.
And that's the thing that I'll just wrap up with saying on my take of it is like, there's something to be said about the simplicity of it. Like even when I've been pre-ordering in-art stuff, like having to go through, and I know how lazy I sound, and I know how lazy we all are now with technology and everything, but like any extra steps you have to go through, if there's direct competition and it's very close, normally the stuff you're going to go with is stuff you're familiar with, stuff you trust. So that's why I think people that collect a lot of Jazzinc vehicles are super hyped for this and really hoping this does well, because I know that they've had great experience. From what I've heard of the people that I've talked to, you know, the few people, they seem very happy with those vehicles. So I think that there's that brand trust with them. Whereas me, who's never bought one, I'm kind of interested in this because it's not a vehicle and it's 6 scale. So I'm very interested to see how this comes out, because this is kind of like, I feel marketed towards me. It's like Jazzinc has shown that they can sell these great quality vehicles, but they haven't shown that they can sell these type of 6 scale figures yet. So in a way, you know, I'm kind of like the perfect candidate for like pre-ordering this, because this is going to kind of show like if they can get, you know, how well they're going to sell this to people like me, even if a Hot Toys comes out with one. So I'm very interested to see, and I think we're going to know something within the next week or two. Wouldn't you say, Steve, if Hot Toys is going to come out with something?
That's where I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to wait. Because another thing we know what Hot Toys likes to do is they like to know the price of something before they announce something. So what did they do with Artisan Joker for Joaquin Phoenix? They announced it after they did a 4-pack and a 2-pack and all these multiple SKUs, right? Then Hot Toys said, okay, this is what we're going to charge for ours. So I can also see them doing after September 30th, once the price point comes out with all these, and you see exactly what you're getting with everything, then Hot Toys saying, okay, this is what we're going to put up to offer. After we see the price of what this is going to be. So I don't think we're going to get this in the next week or two. With that being said, I feel like they might wait until Jazzinc announces their pricing structure for this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I don't know. This could be announced tomorrow. You never know.
Well, and that's the thing, is all we can go on with speculation is what we're seeing right now, like this picture. Like that's all we can judge it on. So I'll be honest with you. I'm personally gonna probably wait, even if Hot Toys doesn't announce it. I'm probably gonna wait, and I might miss out on it, and I might have to pay more for it if I really want it. But I'll probably wait to see how this looks on video, in person, in hand.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. But another thing is there's so many SKUs. Like if you want to get one, you'll probably be able to at some point. It'll be interesting to see what the run is on this. And also if they're going to be numbered. That's another question I have, is like, is this something that's going to be numbered? Because Jazzinc numbers their stuff.
I'll say that'll help. That will help. I'm serious, man. If these companies could give us more of like yeah, dude, we need more of a collectible exclusive feel to this stuff.
Yeah, he numbers all of his vehicles and stuff. So
I like that.
What's up, Doug Guido? Thank you for tuning into the show. He says the Vulture's figures focus was the wings, not the body. This is their first 6 scale figure. That's kind of what I was trying to explain, is like the Vulture is just a different type of project than actually doing like a 6 scale figure, versus that's just kind of like that one piece, right? So yeah, I'm with you. Clinton Martin says perfect candidate for a test batch. That'll be interesting to see if that happens with this. MB Dice says this is more of a gamble than a $200 third-party figure. I think like Jazzinc has proven that they're a reliable company, and like I had good experience with them. I actually had an issue with my 22 Batmobile, and he made it right from customer service standpoint. Actually, like helped me, like told me I had a very, very small, in like the base running board on the driver's side. When I opened up the door, there was a very small dent, probably like the size of like a grain of rice dent in there, maybe even smaller than that, but it was noticeable. Like you can see it was dented. And he told me like, do this to fix it. He also gave me like a little bit of a, He also gave me like a small partial refund because of the issue, because it's not something like I'm going to send this back for. So he made it right. He even told me like, hey, if you need to touch it up with paint, this is the exact paint to use. Like if you touch it up with paint, you won't even notice it. So it completely fixed the issue. So customer service wise, I was very like happy. I had an issue and it was resolved and I'm totally fine with it. So I think he'll make it right if there's an issue. I'm like confident in that, and I have no stake in saying that. It's just like I've had a good experience with Jazzinc in my short amount of time that like being familiar with the company. So we'll see. There always is a risk when it's overseas though. You know, you got to bank on that company making it right for you. 1/6 Kit, I know Kit usually will make it right. If that's a possibility, Kit will make it right. I would think Spec Fiction would as well. I haven't had any issues, but I haven't really had any issues, and also I haven't heard of anybody who has. A lot of people have posted their experience with Kit though, of like some in-art figures. One of them was like Gandalf with the ring. There was a batch of rings that was coming through that didn't have any engraving in them, so like they had to be like replaced and stuff. And I know Kit is really good about that stuff. So yeah. So I'm not too worried about customer service aspect, but this is interesting. Also, Justin, I don't know if you know this, you might, but you can only get that diorama base if you buy the 2-pack. So you're not getting this right here. Whoops, that's Star Wars. This is badass, man. I want that. This is so dope. This is so cool. This is like one of the first dioramas. This is like the first diorama he did. It's so good.
I heard you ask him that on that
wants
stream.
One of these? Me, Yost. Are you watching this? I want this.
Well, now I got to get a 2-pack for it.
So you cannot get this diorama, and I know some people are calling for it, but he also said people also want to have like this figure be accessible when it comes to price, and also the fact that a lot of people want the option to have a deluxe figure who have limited space. So he said like limited space, we're gonna do deluxe, but not have the diorama base with it. I thought that was interesting. You think like kind of deluxe all of them would come with a diorama base?
Yeah.
But he's kind of saying, no, people have limited space. And so that's why we're doing it with the 2-pack.
And what's the 2-pack? What's the other figure you get with this?
You get clean and battle damage. You get both. Yeah. And you get 6 head sculpt. Dude, you get 6 total head sculpts if you do the 2-pack.
Yeah, but I personally just don't like having to get a 2-pack to get like, see, that's another thing that's kind of keeping me a little bit away from it, to be honest with you. Like I don't
that's
want
gonna be a pricey 2-pack.
Yeah, it's gonna be super pricey. And the one thing that this has going for it, other than the material of the suit, is like this incredible base. And so like that's kind of something that, you know, again, I know that there's reasons he's got to do it. I get it. It's a business. I understand all that stuff. That is disappointing.
Yeah.
I thought that you get a clean version of like her, like before she was Catwoman, which I'd be way more interested in.
You get this figure right here. This is the clean version right here.
No, I'm talking about in her like street clothes.
Oh no. Yeah, none of that. Clinton says I thought the diorama came with the deluxe figure and then 2 with the all in with both battle damage and clean. Nope. So from my understanding, and I'm pretty sure this is right. I feel like I've heard this a lot. I always say like, don't take my word 100% for it, but I'm pretty sure this is right. Is that this diorama base only comes with the 2-pack. You get 1 diorama base and it comes with the 2-pack, which is a battle damage and clean. Both of the deluxe versions are basically in this 2-pack with 1 diorama base. That was my understanding. So it's like an ultimate deluxe 2-pack. 1 diorama base. That's the only way you can get the diorama base, is if you go the 2-pack. Otherwise you're not going to get it. So yeah, and I know there's a lot of people who are bothered by that, but Batman Collectible says I love Jazzinc and have had will be 5 products once 89 Batmobile arrives. I'm still on that hill. Price doesn't match product. Example, 22 Batmobile had smoke, sounds, lights, 95 Batmobile headlights for the same price. This is a good point too. Like some of the vehicle prices are the exact same, but some of them include more bells and whistles, so to speak. I wonder if some of this too is like how many people buy it, because I know he said with the 89, the more people that bought it, the more functionality for things he could add in, like the spinning turbine and these different various things that he added in, because he had so many people buy it. I want to say he said the same thing for these figures too. Like, hey, the more purchases that we get for this, the more demand we have, we'll be able to add in some more things, depending on how many people buy it. So I don't know. There's a lot of unknowns right now with this, but
and I think for me too,
excited,
it's like
dude.
it's that Joker 4-pack, you know, the NART Joker 2 and 4-pack, and then Hot Toys comes out and says, "Hey, here's this base, here's an artisan version and a sculpted version." And that was like an easy decision for a lot of people because a lot of people wanted a Joaquin Phoenix in their display, but they didn't want to have to get 2 or 4 figures. And I know a lot of people are like, well, you could just sell the other ones. Dude, that's like work that we have to do now. Like we have to like sell off figures now. Like a lot of people, I could just speak for myself. Like I personally want to buy something, take it out of the box and like put it on the shelf. Like I don't want to have to do a bunch of extra stuff with it, you know? And so I am disappointed in that. I understand he definitely has to have his reasons for that decision, and that's cool. But I am disappointed in that because I think the base really brings the whole thing together.
Yeah. Doug Guido says the diorama is almost like an exclusive when you get the 2-pack. It is, man. But it's going to be steep. Like, so he's aiming for a $300 price point for the singles. That's what he said. He's like, I want to have that around $300. Is it definitive yet? No. But that's for a single with 1 head sculpt. I would imagine deluxe with 3 head sculpts, I don't know what the price is going to be there. Do you make it like 400 because you get all these extra head sculpts, 350, and then you have the 2-pack with the diorama base? But I'm thinking like once you go 2-pack also, like hopefully you make it a little bit more of a value proposition. Like let's say I'm just spitballing here, let's say both the deluxe clean battle damage, both are 400 a piece. I would hope that once you do combine those two and you get the diorama base, you do a better value proposition, like 750-ish. You know what I mean? That would be the hope of like, okay, we're going to knock off some money because you're buying both, you're bundling everything together. Like you get a better value when you buy them in this case. I don't know if that's going to happen. That would be lovely if that did happen, but the price, and then what's going to happen, because this has to go to resellers, like is 1/6 kit going to have, like, are these resellers like 1/6 kit spec fiction, are they going to have like, are they going to have a markup on that? Are they going to be whatever Yost says, like, hey, this is the price on them? Like, because also those come, like, you know, he has to make money too. You know what I mean? Like, he's not just going to like lose out on money. Like, he needs to also like make money, like reselling it. So,
yeah, but I think the mistake some of these, and the mistake I think some of these companies are making is like 2-pack, 4-pack, all that. Like, dude, I again, I'm only going to speak for myself, but like, there is not any character that I truly would want a 2-pack of unless it, like, for instance, if it was an Iron Man and then a Tony Stark, like that armory, that Batman armory is interesting to me because you get a Bruce Wayne and then you get but that's not shown as like a 2-pack. That's like a whole package of the armory, right? Like, I think this 2-pack, 4-pack gimmick, in my opinion, is a mistake that these companies are making. Is like, and again, I'm only going to speak for myself, but like, I don't want 4 Joaquin Phoenix Jokers. And the one I do want is hidden behind a paywall now. This diorama base really sells the figure for me, but now I have to get a 2-pack to have it. Like, that's a bit frustrating, you know? And again, it is what it is. I mean, if I really want it that bad, I'll get it. But I just personally, I don't understand the, and again, I'm probably not intelligent enough about the business side of it. So I don't know why they do this, but the 2-pack, 4-pack stuff, I truly don't understand that angle that they take. Like, these companies.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think you probably remember when InArt did Joaquin Phoenix, they told InArt specifically it needs to be over $1,000 in order for you to make it. But then Hot Toys came out and made theirs, which was obviously sub 1,000. And then I think InArt was told, like, okay, now you don't have to follow that rule or some weird thing. I don't know. But that was part of it. Is I remember InArt, like, that was the thing, is like it has to be over $1,000. So they made like this ultimate thing of where you get either the 2-pack or the 4-pack.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't know enough about
it. Sucks when you want the red coat Joker. Yeah.
And that's the thing, is I don't want to speak too harshly on it because I feel like I don't know the ins and outs of the business side of it and the licensing. Yeah. But I will just say, from a consumer standpoint, I would love to, if I was to get this figure, this is exactly what I would want, is what's showing. I would want the figure and I'd want that base.
And then, you want the base, right? So it kind of like that is unfortunate that you cannot get this base without in the single pack, because I think a lot of people would do that. But you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to spend a lot, but probably a lot of money. Granted, this is an awesome look for this. I think this base this looks so cool, man. With that being said, though, say you don't want a diorama base and you just want to get a single Catwoman figure that looks like this with one main head sculpt, and you get this with a base and the accessories. He has a picture. I can't find it. I'm sorry, guys. I can't find it, but that lists out everything that you get with each of the SKUs. And I think like for $300 for what we're paying for figures, we were just talking about these Sideshow figures being $280. Like to get this quality of a Catwoman like this for about a $300 price point before shipping, like I think that's fair, all things considering, with what we're dealing with here versus what these other companies are doing. So you're gonna have that option, clean or battle damage, which is
I
nice,
will
but
say
the base is like
the base is just that good. I mean, it's really a compliment.
This base.
It's really a compliment because I'm frustrated because it's so good. Like, and I would be okay with just a single figure. Like that would be fine. But I would say the base is a huge selling point for me personally, because that's the kind of base I really like. It doesn't take up a crap load of space. It has a backing to it. It's scene specific. So again, it wouldn't be frustrating if it didn't look good, man. So we're in agreement there. Like it looks damn good.
Trying to find the thing with the, hold on, let me try to find this. I can try to find it. Give me a minute. I'm sorry.
While you're doing that, I was just gonna say, Star Crash. I think that was the workaround there. I noticed that as well. Like it was, I think when that figure came out, I had heard discussions about that it was the second movie license that Hot Toys went with. But what's weird about that is like the figure was like that's still a scene from the first movie, but based on the trailer, it looks like they go back to that talk show scene a little bit based on the trailer. So that's an interesting deal there.
I'm trying to find 1/6 Figure Focus did an interview with Yost. I'm trying to find the picture, or I'm trying to find the part where he shows like what the different SKUs are on here. I can't find it. I just cannot find I can't find it, man.
Well, while you're looking, I was just gonna say, like, I just want to give my final take on it. It's like, I think it looks great. I definitely am interested.
Oh, hold on.
Am I out? Oh, there I am.
I was
just gonna say, like, I'm definitely interested in it. I've I don't have a lot of experience with Jazzinc stuff, so until I do, I don't really want to say one way or the other, because I just want to be able to speak kind of intelligently on it before I give my take on like how good it's going to be. But solely based on the pictures, I think it looks phenomenal. And if Hot Toys doesn't announce something, I could definitely see myself getting this with that Batman Returns figure that I'm going to be picking up. So again, I'm kind of just waiting and seeing, but overall, just to give my take on the look of it, man, I think the work being done on that looks incredible.
Okay. I agree, man. I think it looks really good. Clint says, so what comes with the deluxe? Any diorama pieces? I don't think any diorama pieces come with the deluxe. I know it's 3 head sculpts. I know you get a few different things. I'm sorry. For some reason, I cannot find, there is a picture of like all of the different SKUs that you get, and I just like, I cannot find it here. You know what, I'm gonna look. Justin, can you keep the combo going for 1 minute? I'm gonna look for one more thing.
What's everybody else feeling like? I know a lot of people have said they're gonna display theirs with Batman on top of Batman. I see MB Dyson says my Catwoman will be on top of Batman with the tongue sculpt, so I don't need the diorama. Yeah, I mean, I don't need the diorama either, MB Dyson. Like, it's that good to where like that's kind of the diorama base that I really like to see. So that's the only reason I'm kind of disappointed in this, because I I want it, you know, and I don't really want to get the 2-pack. I kind of was hoping to get it, you know, around that, you know, price point where you could just get that in the base. But yeah, I think if I was going to pair it with that Batman Returns figure, man, there's a lot of cool things you can do with it, with that display, because their chemistry in that movie, man, is just so good. I really like the dynamic there in Returns, but yeah, I'm interested to see it, man, because like I said, the vehicles from what I've seen, and again, only based on what I've seen and, you know, talking to guys like Steve and stuff, like it seems like knock it out of the park with that stuff. So
I cannot find the different. There's a picture of the different SKUs, but maybe I can find it for next time. But let me. Here's a figure. Oh wait, I found it. Oh baby, I found it.
Wow,
found it. Look at this clutchness. So hold on a second. Let me see if I can do this. Let me see if I can share this screen. I'm gonna take us back. Let me see if I can zoom in like this. Here we go. Can you see this?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is good info.
So,
right
we won't spend too much more time talking about this because I know we're getting close to the 3-hour mark, but I just want to go over this because I know a lot of people have questions. I don't want to leave you guys hanging, so I apologize.
No, this is good.
So long to find this. Star Crash 1138. Did I read this comment already? I don't remember. Star Crash, thank you so much for being here, man. Hot Toys come with a Catwoman, however, will not be denied. So basic and battle damage. So here you go. So each of these basic and battle damage are the same as far as what you get. So you get the figure, single sculpt, 8 gloved hands, 10 different claws, a whip, and a stand. Okay, those are the same for the basic clean Catwoman. This one and this one over here on the right, same exact thing. The deluxe. So it looks like you get again. Oh wait, this says Ultimate Deluxe. Hell here. No. I thought he said you don't get the diorama, so this must be old. This must be old. Whoops. I thought he said this is only going to be with a 2-pack. I swear he said that multiple times. I'm not sure why this says it here. This is not the final info on the SKUs. So what I'll say is scratch the Hell Here diorama from this Ultimate DX. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to pause it. So on this one, Ultimate.
Excited, man.
Yeah. What's that?
I said you got me excited. I was like,
yeah. So on these two on the right and left, these deluxe Ultimate DX, you don't get the diorama, but you get 3 head sculpts. You get the cats. Maybe the cats don't come with it. I don't know, but you don't get the diorama. Here you go, snow stand with a light up. So maybe you get that. So maybe you get like a little bit of a different stand. But I think the big thing is you get the 3 head sculpts. That's a really big thing for the deluxe. Like you get the multiple different.
Now hold on a second here. Hold on, Steve. I'm looking at this picture, dude. What the top right sculpt on this picture? Do we get that?
No, this is like this is like an update video. This is when he was working through some of the head sculpts on what he was gonna do. So there's like yeah. So there's a bunch of different photos. There's a bunch of different photos and stuff in here. But this is like when he was going through like the prototype stuff and like how things are gonna look. So this is this list has changed a little bit. This is just the only one I can find. Let me see. Here, hold on. Let me just go to I'm sorry, I am not doing a very good job on this.
No, it's fine. What company is doing that? I could, maybe it's a statue. I could have sworn I saw a Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman that's in her street clothes before she even becomes Catwoman. Was that a statue? It's like,
I don't. Maybe I know he's not doing that.
See, that's I would personally be interested in that, but I get why he's not doing it. But I'm saying like, you know, the 2-pack. I mean, getting both battle damage and clean is cool. I mean, I know that's cool to me, but I would prefer having like a Selena Kyle, like having like a, you know, just her in her street clothes with her purse and all that. I love that look. I think she has glasses. Like that would look amazing, dude.
Yeah, that would be really nice. But sorry guys for the confusion. I know like that was brought up, but I know that he said there's no Hell Here diorama for the deluxe. because I remember there was a vote. If you guys want more information, there's a Jazzinc Diorama's Facebook group that like he communicates in that group about pretty much everything. So like he'll put up stuff to a vote. So the most recent thing he put up to a vote was 97 Batmobile versus the Tumbler. What people want to get done next, and more people voted the Tumbler. And there's like potential that Tumbler from obviously Dark Knight trilogy, that the Tumbler is going to be potentially available for pre-order later this year, before 2025. Yep. Wow. He's likely doing the like Batman Tumbler and the camo one with two different variations with like different weapons and stuff. That's be crazy, dude. It was some die-cast parts in it and stuff. Die-cast Tumbler. I don't think the whole thing will be die-cast. We'll probably do some of it. But yeah. Tristan, the 2-pack super duper ultimate Big Mac DX 5000 about to be 10K. I think he said you get the snow sand basement, not the hello there diorama. Yeah. So, yeah, I think this list is changed based on feedback. So, yeah, I apologize, guys. I was trying to pull up that picture because I know a lot of people were asking, but yeah, it's the more that I talk about it, I'm kind of like, dang, this would be really nice if you could get a single one with the diorama, but not doing it that way. So you got to buy all in 2-pack.
Yeah, this is that crowdfunding, like Kickstarter type business model where it's like the more you contribute, the more you get type of thing. And I mean, I get it. I understand why they got it.
He mentioned that too. He said, like I said, the more that people like, if he gets a lot of orders for this, and he'll have like, I think, incentive to add more into it. But dude, I will say too, like, this is cool that he's doing this as his first like figure. And I feel like there's also something to be said about having like in your collection, like, oh, this is like the first figure that a company did. I feel like that's like just a cool thing. You know what I mean? Sure. Regardless of what we're talking about, I feel like it's like, hey, this is like, this is like his first entry into 1/6. Like, I feel like that's something unique too. You know what I mean? For sure. So
for sure. I'm rooting for him. Like I said, I'm rooting for any company that's gonna give us like quality collectibles, and I just know how much. I can only imagine how much work goes into it from all aspects. So like, you know, I'm rooting for all of them, man. I'm rooting for all these companies to give us like high quality stuff.
Sorry, my Google Chrome just crashed.
Oh, see, I thought it was me, and so I just stopped talking because I was like, oh, okay. But no, I think we can agree that we're both taking kind of a wait and see approach. I feel like, is that kind of what you're doing as well? Or are you kind of committed to this one?
I am likely going to get this. I don't know what version yet though, but I'm probably getting this figure. One of them. Yeah. Or both. I just need to see the price. I need to see the price.
That's me. That's what I was going to say. That's kind of the wait and see for me, is the price, not necessarily if Hot Toys is going to do something. Because there is something to be said about having a Jazzinc piece as much, you know, because again, it's nice to have some variety in your collection. Like I said, I got like an iconic piece. I got like a Sideshow. So it's always cool to kind of have that different stuff in your collection. I feel like it makes it more like uniquely yours, you know? So
yeah, exactly. So it'll be cool. I'm interested in seeing the price in basically like next Monday, potentially. So September 30th, around that time. So hopefully we'll actually, which would be right after our show.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Christian Crosshair Cooper says, off topic, who your guys' opinion is the best live action Batman? I don't know if we have time to even address this question. This is a question.
I'll go quick. I think the best Bruce Wayne for me is Christian Bale. I think the best Batman, like who looks the coolest in the suit, who like embodies it, I'd probably say Keaton. But Ben Affleck's right there too, with just in the suit. Like,
I really like Ben Affleck as Batman, dude.
Just his size alone felt the most like that's how Batman should look.
Yeah, badass.
But I'm super biased, man. Underrated Batman is Val Kilmer. I felt like if Val Kilmer was in like one of these other movies, we'd be saying that about Val Kilmer, because I think he did a hell of a job. It's just, you know, Forever was more of like a popcorn flick, more of like a fun family movie. But yeah, to answer your question quickly, I'm super biased towards Dark Knight trilogy, so Bale's like who I'm gonna say probably, but Affleck, I just wish we could have got a Ben Affleck directed Batman
For
movie.
real. For real.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
I agree. Yeah, it was a missed opportunity, unfortunately. But I really liked him as Batman too. I don't know. They're also different in different ways. I will say though, I want to see what happens with, like, I feel like this is a question that's better answered once we flesh out what's going to happen with the Batman. Because I think in the second movie with Pattinson, like we're going to see like a true Bruce Wayne evolution, where then we're really going to have a look into like how he's going to be truly as Bruce Wayne, along with how he's like growing as Batman as well. So I'm excited to see that, because obviously there's a huge shift towards the end of the movie, right? With like what he's going to be. So yeah, we'll see.
I just want to say the cool thing about Keaton that I loved as Bruce Wayne is that Keaton looks kind of like just the way he looks, you're thinking he's a little crazy as well. Like, and I think, that's what I liked about his portrayal as well, is like he, I know he does that whole thing, like want to get nuts or whatever, but I don't want to go too long. I don't want to go too long about it, but like Forever's You're Ready. Yeah, dude, we need another one, man.
Cheap Batman movie.
But and also, the cool thing is we've gotten a lot of cool live action portrayals of Batman, and that's cool because he's such an interesting character that we've had a lot of different takes on the character, and they've all been in their own way really good, including, the GOAT, some would say, Conroy, the voice actor. So, yeah, dude, just so much Batman goodness, man. But I'm with Steve. Like, I am excited to see what Pattinson does. I feel like once he gets a little bit more comfortable in the suit, I am interested to see where they take that character.
All right, folks. That's it for the night.
Yeah, that's it.
What a show. 3 hours. We just hit the 3 hour mark. Thanks for sticking with us. We had like 50 people in here the whole time. Thank you all so much for just hanging out with us. That was a longer show than I expected, and I apologize for trying to figure out and go through all this Catwoman stuff. But like I said, I try to give you guys the accurate details. I don't want to give you any misinformation. So like I said, if you want to know like what's going on with the Jazzinc stuff, it's good to follow like their YouTube page, but also, like I said, the Jazzinc Facebook group has a lot of information where he posts polls of like, hey, what should I work on next? What would you like to see? He's very transparent and he's very involved in community feedback. So when people post stuff in this group, like he reads those comments, he replies to people. He asks for opinions on stuff. So if you want to get like a little bit more information on Jazzinc, you can always go check out that Facebook group as well. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see what happens. Justin, what's going on your channel, man? Why don't you plug your channel real quick and then we'll get on out of here.
Yeah, I won't plug it too much. If you've been following my channel, I'm doing a lot of different types of content on there. That's going to continue. I'm just interested in a lot of things, so it's hard for me to just I like talking about a lot of stuff. So I'm just trying out a whole bunch of different stuff right now. I'm kind of in that phase of my channel, so hopefully you guys stick with me on that. And yeah, just go check out my my latest video if you want. I'm doing a new live stream on Friday night. It's called Casual Friday. I don't give you a specific time because it might be 8 o'clock this night. It might be 9:30 one night. It really just depends because Friday night's very, it's Friday night. So, but I'm going to continue to do that, do movies, collectibles, all that stuff on that channel. So again, other than that, that's all I had. Thanks for having me on again, Steve. This was fun, man. 3 hours, but it went by fast for me. So it was good.
It did go by pretty fast. We had a lot of like good stuff, good conversation about various topics tonight that kind of branched off from, going from Batman Returns to going on a long conversation about sideshow figures, which like I like talking about that stuff. So it's all good. And yeah, it's always exciting when we're getting new stuff. I'm excited about the Jazzinc stuff. I'm like peak Batman right now, dude. Like my Batman hype right now is like, I don't know, man. Like I said, I watched like 89 in Returns earlier this year, and then I rewatched them again, like recently. And then like I just saw Returns, like, well, you already know because you were messing with me about it. Like I just saw Returns like a week ago, and then like a few days later they announced like the 2.0 Returns Batman. So
dude, I'm always hoping people know we're Batman joking around on the. Yeah, I always hope people in the chat know that we're joke, like, because like on Wednesday, man, I was going after you for that, but like it was, I don't put LOL.
People know, dude.
Okay, cool. Because I was wondering if people.
Well, I mean,
like,
we're still on the show together, so I feel like people would know if there's a problem.
Yeah, true.
But no, I'm fine with the banter, dude. I would never take any of it personally. I think it's funny. I think it's.
But I saw you got
that
nightmare. And I saw you got that Nightmare Batman, dude. So I know the hype's real with you right now.
Oh yeah. You want to see it real quick?
Yeah.
All right, hold on a sec.
It's also on your Instagram. I saw that picture. I think you customized it too or something, I believe. But yeah, thanks for being here, everybody. Really appreciate it. While we're waiting on Steve to get that Nightmare Batman, I thought it was right beside him. I guess he has to go down the hall or something.
No, I just had to open up my case, but I'll show you.
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry.
So I am going to get a new base for him, I think, so I don't love this Justice League one, but...
Yeah, that is just a cool figure, man. That really is. Just a cool look for the character.
So here's like the topo coat. I can't really like zoom out too far, but here's like the topo coat that I put on. I also put on the topo gun strap and then the binocular strap too. It's like I'm gonna guess it's leather, but I took off the pleather ones from Hot Toys and put those on. But dude, this is a dope figure. I actually really like this topo coat too. I don't want to drop him, so I'm not gonna like just do it.
Do you think you'll ever get a Cavill Superman?
Yeah, I'm getting the in-art one. BBS. Dude,
you're gonna let me have to know how that one is, dude. I think I want a Cavill as well, dude. That coat like the looks great, dude.
It looks like good. I know when it was shown, like compared to the prototype, it didn't look like it was weathered enough, but mine's weathered pretty nicely. I feel like, yeah, I don't have any complaints. It looks really good. Before we go, we got a $2 super chat from Valkyrie Magnus. Thank you so much, Grand Admiral Valkyrie Magnus, with $2. The 2 Imperial credits. Great show, guys. Good night. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate your support. Collection session. Last thing, are you getting the Jazzinc Obi-Wan Starfighter? Yost said it's his last Star Wars project. I am not.
Oh wow, I thought it was gonna be a yes.
I just can't justify it. It's too massive. Like it would take up, I think, too much space, and just like it's very expensive. And I don't know, like Obi-Wan wise, like I thought about what I could get for that too. Like Sideshow is doing that Obi-Wan statue. You know what I mean? Like that's really cool. That's a lot like less of a price, but I don't know if like when it comes to Obi-Wan, I don't know, like it's hard. Like, is that the definitive vehicle that I want for that price point? You know what I mean? Like, it's just tough. It's just tough to decide. So as of right now, I don't think I am doing it. Even though there's only apparently a couple dozen worldwide between the Obi-Wan and Anakin starfighters. Like, it's hard for me because that's like, also like, that's going to be a truly limited piece. Like a couple dozen worldwide's crazy. But I don't think I can do it. Big Rib says, thank you, fellas. Great show. Thank you so much, Big Rib. Thank you for being here, bro. Does your gun hand pop off like mine does? Yes, the gun hand pops off very easily on this Nightmare Batman. The hands are a pain in the ass to stay on, especially with this coat, because like you have to the coat makes it a little bit harder to get the gauntlets back on. So with the coat, I feel like is part of the problem too, because it doesn't like slide up the forearm all the way as good. But yes, that's it. As far as my channel goes, guys, just stay tuned. I'm going to be doing lives if anything is announced. I'm going to try to get a video game stream in for charity this week at some point, but I won't hold you guys any longer. Thank you guys so much. 3-hour show. Guys, hit that like button on the way out if you have not already. Really, really appreciate everybody being here and for all the support. And I hope you all have a great start to the week. And I hope you did by listening to the show. Hope you all enjoy your stay. And that being said, long live the Empire. Collect carefully. See y'all later.